Hey, good morning, guys. I hope you're all doing good. I hope you're all doing. Uh, One moment. I'm still messing around with things, but I think for the most part we're all good. I hope you're all doing well. Um, oh, yeah. Good morning. So we're gonna be playing some more Beacon Pines. Because I've been really enjoying it. I don't know if you guys have been so far, but I've been really enjoying the story. I didn't expect that I would get super engrossed in it like I have, but I'm really glad I can share this with you guys. We're really gonna just gonna keep on where we left off. It seems it's saved at the last failed branch, what it looks like. So we'll just continue from there, and we should be good. So we're gonna be going back a little bit. Is it a little bit or a lot? Um, I think what we're doing is we're going back to the point where uh, we had to choose whether it was Stormy or another one, and I remember we didn't choose. I think it was Raging. No, it was either Storming or Raging. I don't remember exactly. But we're about to choose, I think, Storming, go through that branch, and then it'll probably give us something to come back to this branch. Because we're definitely not completely done with this one. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I think it's giving like a small recap as well.
The kids looked down in resignation. This isn't how it goes in Hank Atomic. For some reason, they'd always assumed it was up to them to save their town. Luca opened his mouth, hoping to conjure some magical words to make this right. Only a hollow croak escaped. The end. Well, we certainly aren't going to find a grand resolution to our tale locked in a basement. Back to the drawing board.
There you go. Okay. So yeah, we come back here. When it was raining, I said break. We're gonna come back and say rumble, and I think that was the only thing we can actually go back and change. Nothing else, really. Yeah, let's go back.
Luca began to respond, but the sky answered for him as the clouds above began to rumble with ominous thunder.
Sure, we can make it home before the storm kicks off.
Luca surveyed the roiling clouds.
I'd say the odds are good. Maybe you should stay here, and I'll just make a break for it.
At that moment, the heavens opened up, unleashing torrential rain.
Can't I recalculate those odds? Hurry inside, you two, before you catch a cold. Oh, so he doesn't even. That's interesting. So he doesn't even get to meet his friend in this timeline. He doesn't even get the realization for his grandma. Wow. Yeah, there's a lot here. Okay. Luca, Nelly will keep trying to reach her gran on the phone. In the meantime, you two hold tight. Sorry, not much to do up here. Most of my stuff is still in the boxes. Mind if I poke around? Be my guest. Alright, what do we got?
Luca squinted into the eye hole of the microscope.
This looks wild. What is it? Gum. Gum?
Luca adjusted the slide with his fingers to get a better look.
I'm tracking the structural integrity of gum with increasing amounts of chewing. Chewed that one for 47 days.
Luca wiped his hand off on his sweater and gave a nervous laugh.
It's weird, I know.
Beck looked down, timidly tapping the ladder with her feet.
You think it's weird, don't you? A little. But weird can be cool. It's true, weird can be cool. Sorry. Oh wow. Roll and I have a radio just like this at the treehouse. Probably not exactly like this one. My mom and I tore the whole thing down to the bolts. Fitted it with some state-of-the-art vacuum tubes. She seems pretty awesome. She gets carried away sometimes. I think she feels guilty for working too much. So when she does have time for me, she showers me with high-tech overcompensation. Philip. Hi, Dinah. Welcome in. Good morning. I hope you had a good rest.
Luca flicked at one of the toggles.
But you can get all sorts of stations on this. Not out here in the boonies. You wouldn't believe the stuff I could pick up back in the city. But around here, it's all farm reports and static. Ah, shucks.
Luca bent down to examine the bouquet of wilting flowers. Judging by the odor, they were well past their prime. He flipped open the attached card.
Happy trails from Coach Walker and all the Fairview Condors. You had too much rest, you can't convince you didn't die. It's secretly resurrected in the morning. Not like that, not the Odin sleep. I mean, sometimes your body just does need to catch up on sleep, though. So that is good that you're able to get some. Boy, you weren't kidding about poking around, huh? Oh, sorry, was this from your old school? The most recent one, yeah. Some schools gave me going away cards. Some did flowers. And they're really trying to feel good about themselves, they do both. So you've moved a lot. Yeah, that's the thing with having a brilliant parent. They're always a better job somewhere else. These flowers would last longer if you put them in some water. That's the sort of thing I would do if I cared. Well, you cared enough to keep them, is all. Luca, can I ask you something? Of course. Dang, didn't that hurt? It was superhero landing. like it was nothing. I'll be honest. That hurt more than I expected. Well, at least you look cool doing it.
Beck took a moment to watch the rivulets of water running down the window.
Do you ever feel alone? Like, even when people are around? Aurora can be pretty absent-minded sometimes. I'm serious. Does it ever feel like your family doesn't care what you want? It didn't used to feel that way. I know Gran loves me, but sometimes when she looks at me, it's like she's looking at a problem.
Luca took a deep breath, exhaling slowly.
I know the feeling. How do you deal with that? I guess I haven't yet. But one thing my dad told me when I was little: don't hold a grudge, especially against yourself. If you try to hold it all in, you're gonna go pop. Or you're gonna pop. So then what do you do? When you don't know what to do? I never got to that part. Something I figured out on my own, though. Gotta do something. Anything. Here. What are you doing? I don't know. Something. We're gonna register our complaint with the storm. Listen here, you miserable universe. Stop jerking me around. I just want things to go back to the way they were. Everyone tells me it's gonna be alright. That things are gonna change.
Luca let out a feral scream that echoed into the night.
Every time something changes, everything gets worse. Screw this town. Whoa. Let me try. The music here is also really great. I'm loving it. Moving sucks. I hate it. I hate that I hate it. Why can't I just deal with it and be happy for my mom? Why can't we just stay somewhere? Rah!
Her voice dropped to a trembling whisper.
I mean, that's one way to deal with your problems. You do have to let out your anger, I feel like, every once in a while. So the more you bottle it in, the more it's going to become a problem. I just want to be a normal kid.
Beck brushed off her shirt and straightened up.
There. Wow, I actually feel a little better.
As abruptly as it began, the storm abated.
Thanks. I needed that. Me too. I should head out before the rain starts up again. Sure, I'll walk you out. See you and Rolo at the festival? Sounds good. Luca, don't let the universe jerk you around.
Beck gave Luca a light thump on the arm before heading in. Chapter
Honestly, I
5.
love the relationship these two have. They're really good together.
Friendly feud.
And they just met too, which is the odd part about it. But I feel like they have their backs a lot more than like Rolo does with Luca. Although Rolo and Luca is pretty good, I don't know, I just really like this dynamic a lot more.
The air was heavy with a hard rain's residue. The smell of wet things. Despite his dreary surroundings, Luca felt at peace. He'd never shared those details about his dad with anyone. Not even Rolo. But it's not like this changed anything. Rolo was still his best friend. Adding Beck to the group would help balance things out. Everything's better in threes. This is what Luca told himself as he headed to the treehouse.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so he's gonna talk with Rolo at the treehouse, but without the added context of grandma conversation. Oh, wait, maybe she adds it. Hey, Don, tracking down a lead? You bet. I heard a juicy new rumor. Turns out when Sharper Valentine died, he left behind a peculiar last will and testament. Peculiar how? He didn't just give his kids an inheritance, there were conditions. Like what? The document stipulated that Eris had to take on a child as her ward. Ah. That explains the new kid. A kid our age who just showed up to town one night with a lawyer. Solomon? Bingo. So Eris was forced to take care of him. Yep, or she would have lost everything. Why would Sharper care so much about some random kid? Rumor has it, old Sharper sowed some wild oats. That explains the way Eris treats him. Or Solomon. How'd you find all this out? A good reporter never reveals her source, Luca. Alright then. Wait. Yeah, I think that was it. I don't think she says anything more. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna check up here. Oh, okay, fine. I feel like there wouldn't be anything extra to find. But I do want to look around if possible, just to get more conversations out if there are any. Oh, wait, she's still here. He met his old friend's eyes and was greeted with nothing but ice-cold anger. Heavens. This is no time for fractured friendships. Okay. What about over here? Dang, okay. Oh, excuse me, what are you doing? Just locking up for the night, sir. Oh, wonderful. I can only assume this means all festival preparations have been completed ahead of schedule. Not exactly, sir. The storm set us back a bit, and it's getting late, so we all decided to... Well, decided? Yes, sir? I was unaware that your job involved deciding things. We're all here at Perennial Harvest because we believe in creating a better future, yes? Yes, sir, very much, sir. Do you want to be the one to tell this town that we failed them? No. That we gave up because there was a little rainstorm and we all got sleepy? Of course not, sir. Good, then it's decided. Yes, sir, we'll work till the task is done. See that you do. Our harvest awaits. Man. It really just be like that, huh? Oh, actually, wait. Let's finish real quick while we're here. Is there anything else new that we've gotten? Pungent.
Luca wrapped a twig of thyme around the hook.
Yes. I mean, yeah, he kind of is, but like I don't know. Okay, so it's like hard to say. I don't want to say it's hard to say who's the bad guy. It's not hard at all. It's probably him. It's most likely him. Uh, Perennial Harvest seems like the bad guy organization. We know that other guy, I can't, Nanook, I think was his name. We know Nanook is also bad and is working for them. Otherwise, that one time in the branch, he wouldn't have killed us. So we know to worry about him and Perennial Harvest together as a company, but we don't know the reason why they're doing all of this, um, and also how it connects to the Valentines. Because I'm pretty sure it has to connect back to the Valentine at some point.
Some fish have refined taste.
But yeah, he should have let them. Uh, he should have let them have their vacation, or not vacation, but their night off, because they're basically working overtime. I wouldn't say my last job was like that, but I definitely feel like once you're off the clock, you won't be off the clock. Your boss could just contact you whenever, which sucked. Uh, Property of Sharper Valentine. Figures. He had his way. Property of Sharper Valentine would be written on everything in this town. Should we give it back to him? He may not even want it back. The man's got a contentious relationship with time. We'll keep it here in case he ever wants to pick it up. Alright. That's it for now, until we find something else. But I think we're getting pretty close to finishing that. Rollo, are you still up there? I'm sorry, Rollo isn't accepting visitors at the moment. Come back never.
Luca had only ever heard him speak in this stiff yet gentle tone a few times. And it always meant one thing.
You're upset. Oh, what makes you say that? Maybe because my best friend abandoned me for no reason? I didn't abandon you. I'm just a little late.
Rollo scoffed.
The rain held me up. Liar. You weren't even home. Oh. Yeah, this is what I thought would happen in the other timeline. I thought he would be, considering Luca prefaced it with, they might be, Rollo might not like new people. I thought he was going to be a little bit more abrasive to when she joined, but he wasn't. It looks like it's all put into this timeline. What? The storm got bad and I got worried, so I went looking for you. Imagine my surprise when I made it to your house and you weren't there. I hadn't made it back yet. I'm not a fool, Luca. It doesn't take all day to deliver some jam. No, I storm rolled in out of nowhere. I got stuck after dinner at Beck's.
Luca stumbled on his words, knowing he'd said too much.
Oh, there it is. Beck? Dinner? What the heck is a Beck? She's a new kid in town. She's actually kind of cool. You'd like her. She needed help convincing her parents that she'd made new friends. New friends? I spent all day waiting for you. And you were off making new friends? It's not like that, Rollo. You know, while I was waiting, I made some upgrades to Mission Control. It was gonna be a surprise. But you took so long, the storm knocked it all down. Just like you knocked down our friendship. What does that even mean?
Luca became instinctively angry in response. Both boys were now shouting across the distance.
It means you're a bad friend. You don't care about me. Of course I care, you ass. I knew I'd get in trouble waiting so late for you, but I kept my word, because that's what friends do. Oh wow, what a noble sacrifice you made. Easy for you to say. Your gran doesn't even care. You can stay out as long as you want, and you wouldn't even get in trouble. Seriously? You're acting like I chose this. If that's what you think, then maybe you're the bad friend.
Rollo's tone changed to a calm, yet more intense anger.
Dang, dude. Maybe Pa's right. Storms bring more than water. This one brought out the real Luca. Stop quoting your paw's nonsense like it means anything. Yeah, well, at least my paw is still around. Oh.
The words hung in the cold night air. Rollo's stomach dropped, knowing he'd crossed a line. But it was too late.
Luca, Good night, Rollo. Dang it. I mean, okay. I guess to be fair, in this timeline, he did wait longer for Luca to show up, and because the rain did actually come down, it did give him incentive to go check on him. And he did say he would be there all day. And to be fair to us, or to him, we would have been done delivering jam a long time ago. It's only because Beck like sort of inserted herself into into us being her friend to get her parents off her back led to this. But I still feel like no, I don't want to say he's like mostly in the right. It's definitely like kid anger getting in there, but he's also worried about like getting punished as well. So it kind of makes sense on his part for how he's acting there.
Luca dug through his old stuff, not even sure what he was looking for.
Rollo, what a jerk. Call me a bad friend? Ooh, I'm Rollo. Look at me and my amazing family. Okay, I'm pretty sure we have to kick like something specific in the room. Wait. Do we kick the ball to the picture over there on top of our bed? I feel like that's what we have to do. It's kind of hard though. See, hold on. Yeah, that looked like it was almost there. Nope. Okay, so that was like directly on. So what are we kicking at? The over mouse bed? Frodo thinks I'm still going to the festival with him. He can shove it. Okay, so yeah, we definitely have to kick this at something. Unless he like... No. Oh! Guess I'm just never supposed to make new friends? Weep. Okay, so he just kicks it like 3 times and then he just goes to sleep. Luca?
Gran cooed gently from the hallway.
You slept straight through breakfast. Luca, are you alright? I'm fine. Just don't feel like getting up yet. Okay, I'll leave this oatmeal by the door. Gotta run out and take care of some things. Okay. I'll be back later to check in. Sure.
Luca just wanted to be alone.
Oh.
He waited to hear the sound of the front door closing.
But Rello's still gonna go to the festival. It's gonna be miserable. Okay. Oh, it's not something's... Wait, is he gonna go back to sleep? Did he just get up to kick his ball and go back to sleep? He did!
Dozed off again.
Luca? I see you didn't eat your oatmeal. Wasn't hungry. Well, just in case you get hungry, I'll leave a sandwich here too. Thanks. Rollo came by. What did he say? He wanted to talk to you. What did you say? I told him you weren't feeling well. Good. So you're planning to just sit in your room all day? Pretty much. Well, I need to pop away again for a minute. If you decide to end your pity party, you can go outside. I think it'd do you some good. Noted.
Luca still couldn't bring himself to go out.
I mean, fair. Rolo did hit like a pretty big wound there, but I'm sure like I can't say it's bad for him to like do what he's doing because I would do something similar if someone hurt me that badly. I would just want to be alone for like a day, and then I'd be fine. But I'm sure like Rolo wants to apologize, and Beck still kind of wants to go to the festival with him. So it kind of sucks that he is missing out on that potentially if that's happening today, which I think it is.
Besides, if he ran into Rolo, he'd have to actually confront the situation.
Yeah, that too. There's never anything interesting at the festival anyway. Oh no, but this festival's different. Yeah, you would actually want to go to this one. Oh, there we go. We gotta kick the ball over there.
The Adventures of Hank Atomic.
The complete first
Luca
volume.
carefully opened the cover and began to read. Rolo had received it for his birthday. A special hardcover edition with behind-the-scenes commentary and bonus art. Rolo cherished it, but asked that Luca keep it at his house. Luca wasn't sure if it was because Rolo didn't trust himself with it, didn't trust his sister around it, or just wanted an excuse to come hang out at Luca's more often. Whatever the reason, Luca didn't mind. But it had stayed right there where Rolo had stashed it ever since. Now, at the foot of his bed, Luca lost himself in the pages. He'd read it all before, but at this moment, it somehow felt sentimental. He was well into issue number 5 when he heard soft footsteps from the hallway.
Luca, another little friend came to see you. A girl named Beck Modwell. She said you met yesterday? What did she say? Is she here? She was just dropping by. I told her you weren't taking visitors today. Oh, he seems nice. Yeah. You had a fight with Rolo, didn't you? Can I come in? Maybe later. Alright then. I'll leave dinner on the kitchen table. Man, this man went through 3 different meals without eating. In case you want a bite before bedtime.
Without realizing it, Luca had pouted away the entire afternoon. He once again felt the weight of it all and allowed his weary eyes to close. Luca stood in a vast black expanse. He looked up at his father standing beside him. Walt was working a straw at the bottom of a fountain glass, trying to collect the last bits of milkshake. Dad, where are we? Taking a final loud gurgling sip, his father peered up from the glass. He jangled the straw playfully with a warm smile, then lifted the empty glass as if to point into the darkness. The source. Luca's eyes followed his father's gesture. In an instant, he was sitting in front of a blazing campfire. Across from him sat a large figure in a yellow hazmat suit. The figure's voice was a scratchy echo. Well, if it isn't the man of the hour, make yourself comfortable. Luca held his shivering hands over the flame to warm himself. It doesn't work that way here. Their yellow-gloved hand pointed to the base of the flame. It's a cold flame, see? Luca peered at the base of the fire. It wasn't wood that was burning. It was Beacon Pines itself. Tiny buildings, freezing and crumbling as they were consumed by flame. Luca could see small shadows moving in the burning city. People. Luca leapt to his feet. We've got to help them! The figure gave a dismissive wave of their hand. Why waste energy helping people who can't even help themselves? The figure bent down to examine the panicked crowd as they desperately tried to stop the flames. They only care about what's right in front of them. Not like us. Luca's voice was a trembling whisper. Us? The figure slowly stood up, grabbing its helmet with both hands. With a jolt and a twist, the suit emitted a gasp. A cloud of torpid mist escaped, slowly revealing the face within. Luca's own face looked back at him. Older, worn, distant. The sensation was oddly familiar. As if he'd caught his own reflection by surprise in the mirror, the doppelganger smiled. I tried to help once. He gestured towards his face, and all it got me was this. Lucas staggered back. You aren't me. Luca felt a hand catch his shoulder. His father was there again, beside him. Every choice sets us on a path. This is the end of one of your paths, son. Luca watched his older self shake its head ruefully, its face twisting into a cruel grin. Welp, Dad, if you wanted him to see this, far be it from me to disappoint. Luca watched in shock as the figure took a confident step forward and plunged into the flames. In a flash of cold light, he was gone. What does all of this mean? Luca felt a reassuring squeeze on his shoulder. Just remember, why we choose matters just as much as what we choose. Luca woke up to see a hazy figure at the foot of his bed, silhouetted in the morning sun.
Mom? No, dear. It's only Gran.
Luca rubbed his eyes. The kind, concerned face of his gran came into focus.
How are you feeling? Fine? Anything you want to talk about? I don't feel like talking. That's just as well. How about you sit there and listen a bit? Whatever you and Rollo fought about doesn't matter. But
Gran silenced Luca with a gentle pat on the leg.
Fights between friends happen. What was said doesn't matter. The important thing is that it's not the last thing you ever say to each other. But he said stuff about Dad. Well, do you think he meant it? No. He was just mad. And did you mean any of the things you said to him? No. Good. One must appreciate friends in their best moment and accept them in their worst. Oh, that's cute. Now get your little butt out of bed. Festival's today. You don't want to miss that, do you? I guess not. Seems like a good opportunity to make amends with Rollo, doesn't it?
Luca gave a reluctant nod.
Okay, good he didn't miss the festival. So I feel like the festival is also like a big Lord drop. So buy him a corn dog and apologize. But he's the one that... What did I just say? Buy him a corn dog. That's a good boy. Everything's better with corn dogs. I need to get going now. Got some last minute festival business to take care of. I'll come find you at the fountain a little after lunch. Alright. I love you, Luca. Love you too. Honestly, I haven't had a corn dog in so long. Okay.
Chapter 6. Through thick and thin. Despite Luca's bitterness, Gran was right. He needed to hash things out with Rollo. A big fight changes the nature of a friendship. Whether, in the end, it is for the better or for the worse, all comes down to understanding. If one is not careful, the same familiarity that builds the strongest of bonds can become the wrecking ball that shatters them. Luca emerged from seclusion, taking in the crisp festival air. But the events of the day weren't on his mind. He had to find Rollo.
Okay. This is a funeral place, right? Yeah. There hasn't been anything here in a while. I wonder if we actually get back. There you are. Luca. Rollo wanted me to tell you something. What is it?
Roxy rolled her eyes, shaking her head.
A space adventure, though you needn't buy it. If ye be brave, go somewhere quiet. Roxy, I don't... It's a riddle, Luca. My goofy little brother wants you to find him.
Luca looked down and kicked at the dirt.
Look, I know you two had a fight. The only thing more annoying than my little brother is my little brother without his best friend. Aww. So I'm doing him this one favor. Now I need one favor from you. Whatever it is that went down between you two, squash it. Go somewhere quiet. It's the library. Who wants to go to the library?
For a town that saw few visitors, the welcome.
Okay. Unique New York. Unique New York. Huh? Oh, don't mind me. Just warming up for my big ceremony speech.
Mr. Kerr pointed to his grinning mouth.
Gotta limber up the old gab box. You nervous? Oh, heavens, no. I'll break a leg. Okay. There goes the beetle hunt. Pretty rotten. I haven't seen so much as an exuvia. Exuvia? Sure. And it's not just the beetles. This morning I couldn't find any critters at all. Wait. This is actually important, isn't it? It's important to the plot. I just realized this. It has to be, right? It's in relation to like how there's no bugs. Because usually when you need bugs around a farm to like grow crops. So the fact that this guy hasn't found any bugs and he's the only one focusing on it means that it's probably a plot point we should be thinking about. It's like everything that buzzes or skitters just packed up and left. I'm sure they're out there somewhere. Maybe all the commotion of the festival just spooked them? Yeah, maybe that's it. Okay. Did you hear? After Mr. Kerr gives his big speech, we're gonna have the first annual biggest catch competition. As long as the boot qualifies as a catch, I'm a shoo-in. Good luck. I do want to check the treehouse, but I don't know if he's there or not. Because that is also a place that's quiet, but I don't think it's the actual place. Welcome to our festival. Don't forget to come back later for Mr. Kerr's speech and the Perennial Harvest Festival sign reveal. You don't want to miss it. I don't know who Perennial Harvest thinks they are impressing with. I don't know who Perennial Harvest thinks they're impressing with this ridiculous festival. Totally. Town's still falling apart. Weather's still cruddy. This season's harvest looks like it's going to be worse than last year's. You said it. No amount of corporate pandering is going to change any of that. Exactly. But lemonade at the drink stand over there does look pretty tasty. Bits. I'm still going to be mad at them. I'd just rather be mad while sipping some delicious lemonade is all. Fair. Oh, you don't talk. This'll look cool. Ain't moving. Right? You too? Dwellies? Every single time. Yep. Was this the timeline where they were gonna do that prank, Solomon? Solomon was gonna do that prank? Unexplained sound once again noted. Like clockwork. What a bunch of drones. I feel like that's not too far off the mark. They're probably like... I don't want to say they're cloned, but the fact that there's so many of them, and they all look very similar, is a bit worrying.
Jeff was staring into the distance with a wistful look.
Hey Jeff, everything alright? Huh? Yeah, everything's fine. I mean, used to be fine. Just ain't right these days, you know? I really do, actually.
Jeff turned to Luca with a furrowed brow, then gave an understanding nod.
You do, don't you?
For a moment, the two now shared that same wistful gaze.
Remember the old days of 6 years ago when I had my parents? Okay. Is there anything here to check? No. Oh. I didn't realize we could go out here.
Luca looked up at the satellite dish. Rollo nearly killed himself putting that up into the tree.
Oh, okay.
While it didn't turn the radio into an interstellar communicator, as he'd hoped, It did at least boost the signal enough to overhear truckers one town over.
Yes. Okay. I'm glad I came up here. Okay. Alright, let's continue. So you do know for a fact that he has to be at the library now. Most welcoming of welcomes. Would you like to share your thoughts? You always strive to improve. Oh. He's learned. Okay. This is the first time I've seen this many smiling faces since the Foul Harvest. I had my doubts about Perennial Harvest, but I must admit they do put on a nice party. Okay. Oh, she doesn't say anything, okay. Piper, you're actually taking a break from studying. I wanted to see what all the festival fuss is about, but I can't help but notice you still brought your backpack full of books. Luca, backpacks can carry a lot more than just books. True, true. So what you got in there? Books? Oh, Piper. At least she said she was growing up to be a doctor, so I hope it's all for her, truthfully. Hi, Luca. How's Griffin doing? What? Oh, nothing.
Zariel became flesh.
Shoot, which one was Griffin? Let's pretend I didn't say anything. Which one was Griffin? Oh well. It was this one, right? Hey, Luca. So you're done with you done at the library? Huh? Oh, nothing.
Griffin looked away suspiciously.
Oh, okay, yeah, this is Griffin. Okay, yeah. Nothing at all. Okay, so does she like her? I thought she liked her coworker, but I guess she likes her. Luca, did you know that Beacon Pines is actually unincorporated? A lot of people don't know that. Well, wow, yeah, I didn't know that. What's that mean? It means most public works are handled internally. Do all the pipelines, the water treatment, the building regulations. Mm-hmm, that's great. Census taking, emergency services. Literally just backed out of the conversation. I was able to return the Perennial Harvest safety suit you borrowed. I don't think anyone noticed. Good. Oh, you tell me what you needed it for? It was a favor for an enemy of my enemy. This isn't going to harm Mr. Kerr, is it? All you need to know is that it's for the good of the family. These two. Man. It sucks for the Valentine family. I feel like they're like so distant with each other. I've got a question for you. What do you think this whole festival is for? The way I figure it, Perennial Harvest is trying to win over the town. Like a bride, but with balloons. Cynical. I like where your head's at. That's what I assumed at first too, until I eavesdropped on a couple of gossipy clipboards. If I told you that this whole thing is really a special shindig for a super secret guest of honor. Special guest? Who? I haven't dug that deep yet. Whoever it is, PH thinks they're a big deal. Okay. Oh, can't go to the diner. The diner's always closed, it feels like. That's where we need to go, so I'm going to go around it and see if there's anything else. I think probably not. Oh. Interesting. So there was the stump here? No, the stump. No, the stump wasn't here, was it? Last time, I think it was just like full of sludge. Okay.
Luca peeked up at the beehive. It appeared to be deserted.
That's strange. Yeah, it is weird that bugs just happen to disappear. I think that is very odd. Okay. Just wanted to check to make sure. You never know when something might be hiding. Alright, let's go to the library. Wait, can you... Library. Somewhere quiet. Okay. Hi, Jace. Still working through the newest Hank Atomic? You know it. Some fascinating canon toward the end. Did you know Hank Atomic's shrink array doesn't technically shrink stuff? It uses inverse quantum particle decay to literally grow the entire universe around an object. Leaving that object unaltered. So it just looks shrunk compared to everything else? Bingo. That's wild. But Jace, no spoilers, please. Oh, right, sorry. Hey, Luca.
Kato's eyes lit with excitement.
I've been expecting you. Bravo on deciphering the first riddle. First. Okay. The first? Oh, you didn't think that was all, did you? Rolo does go all out, doesn't he?
Kato straightened up and cleared his throat as if preparing to sing.
Ahem. On planet Forple, you may take issue. When the fifth king dies, you'll need a tissue.
Kato stared at Luca eagerly.
Get it? Want me to tell you? No, it's okay. Let me figure it out. Alright, when you find it, bring it here to be verified. And if you decide you want a hint, the offer still stands. What does that mean? Oh! Oh! Okay. I can tell you one thing, it's not out there. What you need to find is inside this library somewhere. Oh. I thought it meant issue as in like newspaper and tissue as in like the diner. And here it goes.
Luca grabbed 500 meals for one big pot from the shelf.
Oh, once you've got a book, bring it here to me or just grab a different one. Okay. It's one of the books in here.
Luca grabbed the issue with self.
No, that one.
Luca grabbed the 5 pillars of
Don't think it's that one.
Luca grabbed natural photography.
No.
Luca grabbed the modern science of
I don't think so.
Luca grabbed the adventures of Hank Atomic. Luca grabbed the adventures of Hank Atomic.
Oh, right. It's the same one. Sure. Ah, you found it.
Kato removed his book from the desk and replaced it with Luca's, turning on the lamp. As he slid the book under the purple light, 2 words glowed. The Adventures of Hank Atomic, Issue 5. Luca clicked his tongue with recognition.
A little cipher pen. Used to write secret messages everywhere with that. And only I had the special flashlight needed to reveal it. But I lost it. Well, apparently he traded Geoff for this purple light bulb. Right with his entire Halloween candy stash, so... Oh, Rolo. Let's see here.
Kato began flipping through the pages, stopping when he hit a glowing word.
Get away with such a
He
grift.
continued flipping.
Only found in... Grub. Cart.
Reaching the end of the book, Kato looked up.
That's it. Rift in Grub Cart. Rift in Griffin. Oh, Griffin's Grub Cart. Okay. I want you to go to Griffin's snack stand. Ah, brilliant. Guess you're off then. Look on the rest of the scavenger hunt. Thanks, Kato. Alright. That's why she said, Was I done with the library? Hey, Griffin. Did Rollo come?
Before Luca could finish his sentence, Griffin handed him a corn dog.
Oh, that's it? Bought and paid for. Enjoy. I thought there was supposed to be a riddle or something.
Luca shrugged, taking a sizable bite out of the corn dog.
Yeah. It's cold. Oh yeah, it's been sitting here for a while. Rollo wanted me to be sure to give you that one specifically. Well, that's
Luca
just...
tongued at his cheeks, feeling something rough between his teeth. He reached into his mouth and pulled out a slip of paper.
Oh, come on.
He shook off the bits of corn dog to read the slip.
Pick up when you need some pep. Near the fountain, up the step.
Luca finished off the remainder of the corn dog.
And it's getting to be a whole thing. Near the fountain, up the step. Oh. Is that why she was acting weird? There you are, Luca. There's no way I'm actually doing this. It's way below my pay grade. Oh, come on, you big stiff. Let the kids have some fun. Fine. But Rollo owes me one.
Louis waved his hands around sarcastically as he began.
What takes flight but has no wings, your final task of friendship brings. See, that wasn't so hard. Okay. I feel cheapened somehow. I think it's sweet. Takes flight but has no wings. Good luck, Luca. Takes flight but has no wings? Oh, balloons. Is he over here? Oh wait, no, he's just right there. Wow, I just completely blinded to not seeing him. Hey. Hey. Find the comic book? Yep. And you got the corn dog? Yep. Well then, I know it doesn't make up for what I said. But here, you've earned this.
Rollo sheepishly handed Luca the balloons.
Flight. Thanks. You didn't have to go to all this trouble. I'm sorry I got so mad. Dang, you're supposed to let me apologize first. Oh, sorry. Now you apologize twice before me. Just let me do this. Luca, I'm really sorry. Everything that's happened with your mom and all. I've always wanted to be there for you. Be a good friend, you know? When you said you were hanging out with someone else, I kind of freaked out. Rollo. Still my turn. I felt like if you needed some new friend to help you, it meant that I wasn't good enough. But that was selfish and wrong. I was wrong. I'm so sorry, Luca. Okay, apology over. You can talk now.
Luca threw himself at Rollo, hugging him as tightly as he could.
Rollo, I don't deserve you. I don't deserve you either. That's why we deserve each other. This guy. So, what else do you want to do today? You can snoop around, try to find some info about your mom. Snoop where? We could probably sneak into Perennial Harvest HQ while everyone's at the festival. Aren't you curious about all the stuff those clipboards write down? If we get caught, I think I've had enough excitement for 1 week. Let's just make the rest of the day about us. Really? Yeah, the rest of the world can wait one more day. You know, I have been wanting to get some work done on the MCDC Mission Control. The aim is a bit unpredictable. It sounds perfect. Alright. Wait. While we're here. Okay, cool.
Luca tied a small magnet to the line, fishing with the law of attraction.
do you think the lock is for this key? No, why would we want to find that? Because then we would know the secret? God, that's no fun. Second we know what it unlocks, it just becomes a boring old key. Right now, this key could unlock anything. Ooh. Okay, yeah, we still need bait. Oh, I almost forgot. I ran into your gran this morning. She asked me to give you this.
Rolo handed Luca an unopened letter.
I'll wait for you inside if you want to read it now. Sure.
Luca, some things are going to happen that might be difficult for you to understand. If I am honest, I hardly understand them myself. But whatever happens, I need you to know that I love you. None of this is fair to you. You have already lost so much. We both have. I wish there was a simpler way forward. But if there is, I haven't thought of it. God knows I've tried. Everything I've done, I did for you. I hope someday you can accept that. Love, Gran.
I love you too, Gran.
Luca folded the paper into his pocket and headed up the ladder.
What's up with the letter? Anything you want to talk about? Maybe later. Sure, whenever you want. You know, you really didn't have to go to all that trouble just to apologize. I know, but we've been looking forward to the festival for weeks. After I ruined everything with my big mouth, it was the best way to make sure you still had a good time without me. Rolo.
Luca was at a loss for words. But that was fine. Words aren't always necessary.
The festival seemed nice. Was it nice? We can still go. Nah, this is fine. Well, there's always next year.
Sadly, this was untrue.
What?
A distant rumble shook the treehouse.
What was that? Oh man, we missed the
It
fireworks?
was not fireworks. It was something the boys couldn't possibly comprehend. Something as old and cruel as time itself. A shockwave of cold tore through the room. A bitter, unfathomable chill.
You're sorry what is happening? Okay, so from what I can piece together from all the other branches that we've been in, we know that Grandma had a plan to blow something up during the festival. We had our own thing with Rolo in this timeline to deal with, so we didn't care about it. And we didn't get, like, the information that Grandma was planning any of that. So, this version of Luca is blissfully unaware of the fact that Grandma had an entire plot of blowing something up. Whatever she ended up blowing up created an ice age, it looks like. And everyone dies. Apparently. Which is it's pretty funny, but also, what?
Before they could react, it encased them in ice. Two boys, reunited by friendship, only to be cruelly separated by a malevolence beyond reason.
Funny? Yeah, it's kind of funny in a way of, like, I didn't expect this to happen, and I don't know how to react to it, sort of way.
And so, our story ends on this melancholy scene. In a silent treehouse turned statuary, in a town brought low by its secrets, sits a pair of friends, alone, together, for the rest of time. The end. No, that can't be the ending. It simply can't. I won't accept it, and I hope you won't either. There are more endings, more possibilities. I can feel it. We are just going to have to sort through them all until we find the one that fits.
Alright. Okay, so we can go back and use hard here, which I guess that would work. I mean, it's good cop, bad cop, but I mean, good cop, hard cop, I guess works. Um, I don't think we can. Oh, wait. There's a branch over here we can come back to. I don't even remember what this. Oh, wait. Was this the one where there was? Yeah, that's the standoff one. I didn't think we could come back to that timeline. I thought it was done. Okay, this timeline is actually interesting. If I remember correctly. What happened with her here? Oh man. Okay, because I know he got transformed, and that's why he's here. And like we're like Iggy's friends with us in this timeline, which I think is a very interesting aspect. Um, what happened with Beck? This timeline. I don't remember. I think we're still cool with Beck in this timeline. She just acted weird, I think. Yeah, she didn't. She was just like indifferent. Um, I guess which one do I want to do first? Uh, I kind of want to see how this one ends up going, and then we'll come back around to this one because I think this one is very pivotal. Pivotal. It looks like this is gonna lead to the true end of the story because we have all of our protagonists together and they're about to solve it. While this one, Rollo's gone missing. And it's not that Beck isn't important. It's just that Iggy has become more of a central character in this one, and I kind of want to see where it leads. So I'm gonna go with this one. This one seems more interesting.
Luca drew himself up and decided to take the only option they had left: flight.
Yeah, so we don't know a lot of what's going on here, but we know Luca's missing. Not Luca. Rollo's missing. We know who the bad guy is, and we're in a very, very bad spot.
He squinted down the barrel of the mission control defense cannon, aiming it through an opening in the dense tree branches. He looked up with surprise as it struck true and taut.
Oh, I can't believe that worked. Hey, Mr. Kerr. We'd love to hear your thoughts, but I'm afraid we have places to be. Come on, Iggy. See ya, jerks. Fine, we know where that leads them. This way, we'll take the tunnels.
Luca and Iggy winced as they sprinted through the thicket. The branches clawed at them, reluctant to give passage. After what felt like a marathon, Luca stopped in his tracks as they reached the clearing. What the? That was all he was able to say before Iggy slammed into his back. The boys tumbled down a steep decline and crashed with a wheezing thud on a surface as hard as ice. In fact, it was ice. Chapter 5. Signs. They stood silently, catching their breath. The sky was like sapphire. With each breath, a plume of steam escaped from Luca's lungs. Let's keep moving. Luca pulled Iggy to his feet as they gazed across a snowy terrain.
That was actually pretty badass. Uh-huh. I think we lost him. We up in the mountains? I don't think so. If anything, we went downhill. What's up with the Winter Wonderland? All I know is there's no going back the way we came. Let's see if we can get our bearings. Follow me. Okay. Wait. I know where we are. Yep. What's the readout? It's hitting just about 258 Kelvin. It's down a bit from last time. Should we report this to Mr. Kerr? Meh, still within safe ranges. Maybe spreading, but it's under control for now. Even a small nudge in the equilibrium could cause a cascade. Dude, relax. There's a few more sites to hit before we can punch out. Let's get this over with. Okay, wait. I want to go back. Luca, are you there?
Luca had almost forgotten the walkie-talkie he was carrying.
It's that bozo Kerr. I hope nothing bad has happened to you out in those
Luca
woods.
looked at Iggy with hesitation.
No need to be rude.
With a resigned sigh, Luca responded.
Seems like the only dangerous thing in the woods is you. He speaks, the young man of the hour. Now, how in tarnation did you end up with one of our radios? Just lucky, I guess. Boy howdy, you Van Horns are full of surprises, aren't you? You knew my parents? I never had the honor of meeting your father, but your mom sure was a handful. Oh no.
Luca winced, shoving the walkie-talkie back into his pocket.
You gotta keep moving. Okay, yeah, so this was where the tree was, I believe. These are the dandelions. Oh, no, actually, no. Are these the dandelions? Yeah, I guess this has to be the dandelions area. And that goes into the tree. That's all this. Hard to say with all this snow. I think it's a town sign. You can almost make out letters under there. What town could this even be? Couldn't be another town this deep into Wheatwood. I'm looking at evidence to the contrary. Let's figure out what we're dealing with here. Step 1, snow's gotta go. Let's see what I can do. In situations such as these, I find it best to check stuff first, and ask questions later, or second. Oh, there you go.
The boys stared in disbelief at the sign that now clearly read, "Welcome to Beacon Pines."
This doesn't make any sense. We're in Beacon Pines? How's that possible? We ran away from town. How did we get back here? Guess we got turned around? Where the hell does snow come from? Well, it's been colder than normal lately. There's a pretty big difference between sweater weather and this Arctic hellscape. The puddle we fought at before, it was cold too. Maybe all of it leads to one source? Think it's related? What the hell is going on? I'm gonna get you some answers. Let's keep moving.
The fencing listened, each chain link encapsulated with a translucent layer of ice.
So the stuff they put up around Weepwood. The stuff who put up? I don't know. It's all frozen.
Looking down at the frozen stream, Luca could faintly see a school of minnows encased in the ice.
Whatever happened here, it happened fast. Fish didn't even have time to run. Or, you know, swim run.
The crunching of footsteps trailing Luca went hush. He looked back to see Iggy's face twisted with confusion.
Everyone's gone. What? There's nothing here but more snow. There must be an explanation for all of this. You have to keep looking. You can look all you want. I quit. Iggy, we have to keep going. You don't get it, do you? This isn't one of your pathetic Hank Atomic stories. We aren't going to save the day. We aren't even going to save ourselves. My face is mangled, the town is destroyed, and everyone we've ever known is gone. You don't know that. You can't just quit. Do whatever you want. I'm done. Iggy, it's gonna be okay.
Luca peered upward at the darkening sky. He let out a long, foggy breath. Faintly, Iggy began to cry. Seeing Iggy in such a pathetic state gave Luca a sense of compassion, and more than a little guilt.
It is getting pretty late, I think. Probably not a great idea to stumble around in the dark anyway.
Luca allowed himself to collapse next to Iggy.
Let's just rest for a bit.
The boys huddled together for warmth and comfort. If not for exhaustion, their minds would be racing, trying to make sense of the events of the day. As it was, all they had energy for was to sit in silence, numb.
The way the snow covered everything over, it's kind of calming. Yeah. I haven't had time to say it, but thanks. Huh? For getting us away from those creeps. I sort of froze up back there. Iggy, I should be the one apologizing. It all happened because I lost my temper. Nah, that's bull hockey. First of all, you didn't know what that gun could do. You didn't, right? Of course not. And second, stop with this baloney about losing your temper. But I did lose my temper.
Iggy motioned sarcastically to his half-deformed face.
Obviously. But that's exactly what you should have done. Huh? I was being a horse's ass. You're supposed to be a horse's ass in response. That's how it works. Iggy, I'm having a hard time following. You wanted me to fight you? Of course. Geez, you goody-goody types take forever to understand this very basic point. Why would you go around saying cruel things trying to get into fights?
Iggy shrugged.
Something to do. You're an asshole because you're bored? Sometimes I just feel empty. You wouldn't understand. You and Rilla are always having a blast together. Laughing and calling that dinky little treehouse mission control.
Iggy now wept openly.
Perfect little Luca Van Horn. With his perfect little life. My life is not perfect. Everybody in town likes you. Not everybody. Hell, that new girl has even unpacked and she already likes you. You have Tish.
He wiped his nose with a sleeve.
I love Tish. Tish is great. She ain't exactly the world's greatest conversationalist, you know?
Luca gave a warm chuckle.
I get that impression.
Iggy cleared his throat as he wiped his eyes.
Huh, must be raining out here. Definitely.
Iggy arched into a wide yawn.
You should probably try to get some sleep. Yeah. Let's lay low for now. Tomorrow we'll get to the bottom of all of this.
Luca's eyelids began to slowly drift shut.
Yeah? I always did want to see the inside of your dinky treehouse. What do you think? Not bad. I'll give you the full tour when we get back. You know what?
That's all Luca could whisper before succumbing to sleep. Iggy snuggled in some more.
When it comes to worst days in my entire life, this one wasn't half bad. Aww.
The house smelled of warm bread. Luca was playing with toy blocks on the living room rug. He looked up to see his parents on the couch. His mother held his father's head in her lap. She idly stroked his hair while humming a song. A voice behind Luca spoke. "This is how you remember them, huh?" Luca turned to see his own face.
Okay, this is the second time they've used, like, a dream sequence to show a future Luca. I wonder if that's gonna build into anything.
The doppelganger from his dreams, still clad in a yellow hazmat suit, still carrying a look of disdain behind empty eyes. Aww, look at this perfectly cozy scene. You know it wasn't really like this. The figure picked up a toy block and inspected it.
Same Iggy, not like that.
It's amazing the facades that one can build given the right materials. Not that I blame us. These are a child's memories, all warm and fuzzy. You don't remember, do you? Luca snatched the block from the figure's yellow-gloved hand. Remember what? The doppelganger pointed to the couch. The last day we saw him alive. The day he chose to abandon us. Luca turned to look at his father, still lounging on the couch. That's not true. He didn't abandon us. The doppelganger waved his hand dismissively. Everything is true here. It's just a matter of what we choose to see. Let me show you. The world flickered and pulsed. Luca was sitting next to his bed, listening to his heartbeat with one of his dad's stethoscopes. The doppelganger limped into the room. Now, we both know that's not how this went. He grabbed Luca's hand and guided the stethoscope to the floor. Luca heard muffled shouting, brought close by the stethoscope. It was his parents, fighting. Do you remember what we did next? Luca gave a slow nod and crept down the hall to peek through the banister. He could see the outline of his mother at the bottom of the stairs. Damn it, Walt. We can't afford to get involved in this. She was scared. His father stepped forward. What am I supposed to do? Just watch? There's a sickness in this town, and we both know who's behind it. I swore an oath to help people. I won't turn my back on them. Luca's mother grabbed Walt. She was crying, pleading. I can't lose you. Walt calmly removed Eleanor's hand from his shoulder. What's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong. I could never live with myself if I let Sharper get away with this. Eleanor raised her voice. Spare me your bullshit platitudes. What about our son? Luca flinched, dropping the stethoscope down the stairs. Walt turned with a panicked smile. Luca, is that you, buddy? With tears in his eyes, Luca descended the stairs. Mom? Dad? What's going on? Walt dropped to a knee to meet Luca eye to eye. Nothing, buckaroo. Your mom and I just got a little overexcited is all. Luca placed the stethoscope against his father's chest. His heart was racing. It sounded like you were going somewhere? Walt gently removed the device from Luca's ears. Listen to me, Luca. I have some business to take care of. I'll be back in time to tuck you in. Luca hugged his father tightly. Promise? Walt stood up and walked to the door. He glanced over his shoulder. I promise. With a wink and a grin, he put on his hat and strode out into the evening sun.
Okay, so this kind of confirms that I was sort of right. The Father Valentine did have something going on. It seems like Luca's dad killed him during the last foul harvest, which caused the foul harvest to happen in the first place. It's probably to it.
A figure approached soundlessly from the foggy snowfall. It stood above them, lingering in contemplation. Slowly raising one hand above Iggy, it snapped out 2 brisk raps on his head. From a deep slumber, Iggy sprang up defensively.
Get your hands off me.
Whether it was the calming presence or the recognition that he was not in danger, Iggy felt his clenched fists lower.
So what do you think you're doing?
Luca looked up, gradually remembering his whereabouts. The figure exhaled a cloud of warm vapor.
You two certainly have caused a lot of commotion. What's that supposed to mean? Take it easy, Iggy. We're asleep, minding our own business. You're the one running around knocking on people's heads. I'm sorry if I hurt you, Iggy. Didn't hurt nobody. Anybody. Huh? Oh, I see. You think you're better than me, you...
When it came to complete strangers, Iggy had trouble cobbling together an insult.
Big-headed, scarfy-necked furball. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's lower the temperature a bit here. Interesting choice of words. I mean, let's all just calm down. Who are you? A friend. An observer. A hitchhiker on the infinite expanse of possibility. Great, how about a name? You must call me something, you can call me Nat.
Iggy huffed with gratification.
How about you make like a gnat and buzz off? Very well.
Nat began to turn away indifferently.
Wait. Do you live here? You might say that. So you know where we are. You might also say that. Look, pal, we just want to find a safe way out of here. You gonna help us or not? Before knowing how to leave, one must know where they are. Alright, that does it. Luca, I don't know about you, but I'm getting out of here one way or another.
Iggy turned sharply and began to stomp off.
Enough with the riddles. Iggy, wait up.
Realizing he'd worn their patience then, Nat relented.
Very well, I suppose this isn't the time for metaphors. I'll show you how to get back home.
Luca and Iggy turned around with hope in their eyes.
Come here.
Nat took a deep breath in.
Close your eyes.
Nat exhaled slowly, then snapped his fingers.
Okay, open them.
For a brief moment, Luca and Iggy let themselves believe that some great magic was about to unfold. Until they opened their eyes and found themselves in the exact same place, cold and disheartened.
This is your home. This is Beacon Pines. Look, Nat, we don't know how we got here. Maybe we stumbled through some time travel gate in Weepwood, or we teleported to some alternate universe. This is all just some cruel experiment by Kerr and his goons. But this is not our home. We're inching closer to the truth. Alas, the reality is much less fanciful. Just give it to us straight. So be it. As I said, this is Beacon Pines. The original true Beacon Pines. You both grew up here, but the town you've called your home for the past several years is a replica. What? A remarkable achievement to engineering, to be fair. Wait, oh, he did say... Okay, he did say that they did come to decontaminate Mr. Kerr. He did say that. They came to decontaminate the whole town and put them up in a hotel. While they did that, it makes sense that that could have happened here. But a replica nonetheless. That's impossible. It's too much work. You need a whole town to replicate a whole town. Indeed, to pull off such a feat would require immense labor power. That which could be moved would be moved. That which could not would require a precise duplicate. You would have noticed. Someone would have noticed. You'd think so, once the auditing was impeccable. A mind-numbing attention to detail. As for the innumerable trivialities which complete the tapestry, well, you can leave that to this miraculous thing we call a brain. It has a real aversion to discontinuity, or revulsion even. The brain has a wonderful way of smoothing out the rough edges, keeping us sane. Luca and Iggy looked around uncomfortably. So you're saying that someone made an entire new town and moved us all and no one noticed? Precisely. But why? Why is the one question that can never be answered with certainty. The best one can do is to uncover.
Nat narrowed his eyes, furrowed his brow, and uttered,
Source. It's the second time we've heard the source, I think. Why do you say the source like that? Why indeed?
Luca began to laugh uncomfortably.
It's all ridiculous. There's no way they could...
He looked down at his feet. His eyes started back and forth in contemplation. With a sudden pain, a thought struck him.
If this really is home...
He sprinted off into the pale distance. As Iggy turned to follow, Nat called out,
Iggy, it's not too late to turn back. Simply head west through Weepwood.
6. The Source. Nat expressed his sympathy with a shrug and sauntered off as unassumingly as he'd arrived. He'd given Luca and Iggy what they needed, and nothing more. As Luca sprinted across the snow, the events of the past few days became clearer, pieces to a larger puzzle. Rollo said he was underground somewhere, captured. Mr. Kerr tried to cover it up with lies. The clipboards were hell-bent on capturing Iggy. It all seemed to point to Perennial Harvest. But right now, there was one thing that Luca needed to know. Luca stopped dead in his tracks. The tree was gone, uprooted and moved, leaving a raw gash in the earth. He dropped to his knees and dug wildly at the cold snow. His numb hands hit something hard, a headstone. A dry whisper escaped Luca's lips.
You're here. All this time I thought I was visiting you. You've been here alone in the snow. It's tragic. Dad, I'm so sorry. You ruined your favorite spot in the world. Our favorite spot in the world. Dad, what do I do?
There was no reply, just snow-covered silence.
Why'd you give me the slip like that? Oof, yeah. Oh man, so the time, holy shoot, that's such a big revelation. So the time when Perennial Harvest came in, Mr. Kerr took everyone out of the village and said they would do renovations. But what they actually did was just move everything from what happened here into a completely different space, and then they just picked up things from the original town and moved it to the other one. If it could be moved, but if they didn't, they just made like a very meticulous copy, which makes sense why all the clipboards kept asking if anything was wrong, because they're still trying to continually like improve things to make it look the same. Holy shoot. What if I couldn't find you, you jerk?
Iggy finally noticed the tears welling in Luca's eyes and the snow-covered grave.
Oh. Iggy, they stole his tree. Yikes.
Suddenly, they heard the crunch of approaching footsteps in the snow.
We gotta hide. $259K. All off this and still good. Dude, did you hear me? It's at 259. Sorry. You ever think about what we did here? Saved a whole town of people. Doesn't feel like it sometimes. What about everything we left behind? That's the grave of someone with a family. People who love them will never know the truth. Truth is overrated.
He bent down to scoop up a snowball and lobbed it playfully.
Hey! Don't be such a downer, dude. Took this job to change the world. Yeah. Come on. It's almost lunchtime. Weirdo. Here I thought I was a jerk. These dinguses are out here literally dancing on graves.
Luca stuttered through heaving sobs.
Thought I was visiting him. Thought he was with me. Not gonna lie, that's a bad break. Here's some advice.
Iggy gave Luca a solid smack on the back of his head.
Hey! Who's any of this helping? What? Sitting here in the snow, crying like some pushover? Who are you helping? Iggy, look what they did! They lied to everyone! Blah, 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 blah. Luca Van Horn, you're a lot of things, but you ain't no pushover. I've got a lot of respect for Iggy, honestly, and I didn't think that would happen. What did I tell you before? When some jerk comes at you, acting like a horse's ass, I should stand up for myself. Hell yeah. Kerr and his merry little band of clipboards pulled off the switcheroo for a reason, right? Nat mentioned something about a source.
Luca wiped his eyes with a sleeve.
Whatever's at the source must be awfully valuable to perennial harvest. It would be a shame if something unfortunate were to happen to their precious source, wouldn't it? What do you have in mind? If it's small enough to steal, we snatch it. If it's too big to snatch, we smash it. And what if it's too big to smash?
Iggy flashed a mischievous smile and cracked his knuckles.
I'm always up for a challenge. I'm gonna make this right, Dad. I promise. Let's do this. Period. Iggy. Yeah. He's so good. He's a great character. I'm surprised. Like, he's not even in like the other timelines as much. This is like the biggest focus for him, and I'm loving it. You can get awful cold out there in those woods, Luca. Probably best you two stay put and conserve your energy. Help's on the way. Where's Rolo? Where's my mom? Did you kill her? Oh, heavens no. Do I seem like a killer to you?
Iggy and Luca shared a skeptical look.
Well, do I? Ah, shucks. Now that hurts my feelings. Screw that guy. Wait a minute. If this is the original town, then that means...
Iggy darted behind a large pine and began digging furiously. He emerged holding a shoebox with a crude skull painted on its lid.
What's that? Long story. So a few years back, I came into possession of some premium grade fireworks. Not the wimpy firecracker stuff they give kids. The good stuff. So why'd you bury it under a tree? That's the long part of the story. You and Rolo were doing chores at Rolo's chicken... Oh, no. You were the cause of the chicken incident? Holy shoot. You and Rolo were doing chores at Rolo's chicken coop. And you guys pissed me off for some reason or another.
Luca rolled his eyes with realization.
No, you didn't.
Iggy stifled a chuckle.
Yep. I just wanted to give you guys a little scare. But like I said, these were some primo fireworks. So I might underestimated things. You blew up the chicken coop? I prefer to think of it as an incendiary decoration. Sorry, but you should have seen the looks on your faces. Rolo got grounded for months. Which is why I needed to stash the evidence and lay low. So I buried him under that tree. When I came back for him later, they were gone. Some big words for kids? Yeah. Yeah. God, the fact that it was Iggy, though, that... Dude. If this... Like, I don't think this is the true timeline, either. I think this is a timeline where we just learn information. But, man, it's gonna suck if, like, this doesn't... I really like these two's relationship right now. Man. Probably gonna lose it, too. It's gonna be so bad. I figured some grown-ups found them and tossed them.
Iggy triumphantly raised the shoebox.
Turns out it wasn't the fireworks that got moved. It was us. Unbelievable. I mean, the kids are like 12. So I think they could start using big words at 12. It makes sense. Like the actual big words. You think this is a game? Newsflash, boyo. You're not a hero. You're a little brat who's in way over his head. You mean you don't know? Yeah. Yeah. A hero is just someone who refuses to give up. Comics these days are rotting children's brains. Everyone thinks they're a spaceman superhero. Oh, wait, is that why Jeff at the festival said things looked weird? Because he knew he wasn't in the town? Is that why he closed down his shop? No, I'm thinking too much. I was always partial to Hank Atomic myself. Is that so? Do you really think you have a chance against us? You have no idea how powerful we are. Prepare for blast off, loser. Oh my, okay, there's just a hole. I guess that leads to the source? Actually, no, that makes sense that it would lead to the source. Oh, we'll see.
Luca and Iggy inched up to the edge of the hole with bewilderment in their eyes. Arctic air breathed out of the cavern in heaving gusts.
Echo! 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 Whoa. I can see why they wanted to move all of us. Move us all out of town now. Why they dig a giant hole? I think this is it. This is the source? It's a dang hole? How do we smash a hole? Oh. Oh, it's much more than that, my annoying little friend. Kerr, where's Rollo? I wasn't lying before, he's safe. Well, safer than you two, at least. Rats, it's cold. Just had to drag me all the way out here, didn't you?
Mr. Kerr gazed down the abyss in contemplation.
Really is something, isn't it? What'd you do to our town? What is all of this? Well, that's a doozy of a question. This is the source, where they collect the unrefined,
Kerr scratched the back of his head.
Honestly, boys, I don't understand any of this well enough to explain it. Fact of the matter is, I'm not paid to know. What do you mean you don't know? Ain't you in charge? What? Oh, heavens no. My role is merely to flash a winning smile and manage various complications. Complications like us? You are a smart boy.
His face contorted into a saccharine grin.
It really is nothing personal. Some people are destined to strive for greatness, and others are simply obstacles along the way. Seems like you're destined to be a creepy lackey. The point is that we all play our part in life. Mine just happened to be a lead in the role of a lifetime, and you happen to be extras ready for your curtain call. You aren't giving up without a fight. Your smile's not going to be so winning after we're done with you. Now, boys, there's no need for melodrama. It makes even a professional such as myself embarrassed for you. Let's change the mood a bit.
Kerr snapped his fingers.
Scene change. There, that's better. Deal with them.
Iggy turned to Luca with a sly glance.
Why are you smirking? Because I have a box full of fireworks and you don't?
Iggy waved the box into the air, threatening to drop it down the hole.
Stop. Let's not do something regrettable. Joke's on you, regret is one of my specialties. Holy shoot. Out of curiosity, what would happen if I threw these in your precious hole? Please choose another way to say that. Nothing. Nothing at all. Babe, no. Not like that, Molly, no. You're a terrible liar. I'll have you know. I'm an exceptional liar. Up. That's far enough.
Iggy plucked a single bottle rocket from the box and held it up with reverence.
That's her specialty too? Not like that. Stop, you fool. Call off your goons.
After a long pause, Mr. Kerr flung up his hand with frustration.
Very well. Y'all can head back for the night. It's been a long day. I'll handle these two from here.
Mr. Kerr sighed into the frigid air.
Just us now, Iggy. You can put that down. What, like
With a
this?
nonchalant flick, Iggy tossed the firework into the hole.
Ooh. Whoa.
With a growl, Kerr leapt at Iggy, crashing through Luca.
Ooh, boy. Oh!
Iggy tried to twist away, but in the struggle they both tumbled over the side. Luca dove forward, bracing Iggy's hand just before it slipped.
His face. Oh, wait, yeah. Yeah.
His grip was made precarious by the cold, wet snow. He could see Kerr further down, clinging to Iggy's coat.
You reckless child, what have you done? Luca, listen to me. Hold on tight and use the walkie-talkie to call them back. What channel do I use? It doesn't make a damn difference, they're always listening. Do that, the clipboard just haul us up and snag us both. The only way you get out of this is if Kerr's out of the picture. Just let go and save yourself. If he lets go, we both die. I don't want to die, but seeing the look on your face almost makes it worth it. Mr. Kerr, you've had a long life. Why don't you actually do something selfless and just let go?
Mr. Kerr gasped with insult.
Holy shoot. Long life? I'll have you know I can still play 25. Should have heard me sing the part of Phileas young.
With a wild look in his eye, Mr. Kerr began to hum a proud melody.
Wow, can you believe this guy?
Luca's hand began to cramp. His voice began to crack.
Kerr, just let go. No can do. If you want to save your friend, you'll have to save me too. Luca, look at me. It's okay.
Luca felt Iggy loosen his grasp.
You aren't going to kill your friend like that, are you?
Every muscle in Luca's body burned.
I'm not his friend. Yes, you are. Nah, I'm just a no-good bully. Like you, Kerr. Iggy, no.
Luca felt his hand slipping.
They told you what you need to do with bullies. You can't. It's your only way out of this mess. Two birds with one stone. It makes sense for us to fall together. Wackadoos travel in packs.
A calm settled over Iggy's face.
Luca, let me do this.
Iggy's voice was colder than the bitter air billowing from the chasm.
Let me do the right thing for once. Luca had no choice but to. Oh. Oh, I don't like this. I hate this one, actually. Holy shit. Okay, Ooh, okay. God, man. I'm gonna say I feel like refusing it leads to the bad end, and I want to come back here so we can do the other end. I think refusing is the bad end, so I'm gonna refuse that because I'm emotionally vulnerable in the moment to refuse it. I don't want to see him die. Like I'm already tearing up at just this already.
Luca had no choice but to refuse Iggy's request. He tightened his grip and reached for the walkie-talkie in his pocket. A wild delight crept onto Mr. Kerr's face. That's a good lad. Now, radio for help. Iggy begged Luca with his eyes one last time, but Luca pressed the button and called out. We need help. Mr. Kerr is in danger. It wasn't long before they were once again surrounded by clipboards. Mr. Kerr sighed with relieved frustration. There you are. You really are a worthless lot, aren't you? Mirror, now. A clipboard dutifully produced an ornate ivory hand mirror, and Mr. Kerr began preening his tousled hair. Ah, that's better. Mr. Van Horn, I applaud your sharp thinking under duress. I'll put in a good word for you with the founder. Take them away. A swarm of hands overpowered Luca. The last thing he saw before a cloth bag was pulled over his head was the defeated look on Iggy's face. The end.
Yep.
I think this was one of those times where doing the right thing was the wrong thing.
What? One of the times where doing the right thing was the... Okay, okay. I know what you mean now. Alright. Going back. We have to accept it. He needs to die. It's a canon event.
Luca had no choice but to accept Iggy's request. With a quiet blink, Luca watched a teardrop sail down into the howling void.
Yikes. Yeah. It makes sense for his character, though, but man, does it hurt. It really hurts. Plus, I don't even think this is the real timeline anyway. So, technically none of this matters. Well, unless this is the actual timeline, but then that's something else. I paid. Welcome in. You've come into sadness. But thank you for subscribing again for that long. Jesus Christ. I appreciate you. You relate to Iggy so much. I love Iggy. I didn't think I would come out of this liking the bully character as much as I am right now, but man, do I love him so much. With a quiet blink, Luca watched the teardrops sail down into the howling void.
As his fingers slowly gave up, he met eyes with Iggy.
Good.
The two silhouettes were swallowed by darkness.
The music is also really good here, man. I love a goodbye, Iggy. You love firework. Yeah. Luca, you should really step back. What? Quickly! Curious. Ah, but of course. Those fireworks of Iggy must have been just the right amount of energy. We should get out of here before perennial harvest arrives. Dante, tell me what just happened. Friend's sacrifice just saved this town. For a little while, anyway. A little while? How? Tempest liquamine is a peculiar substance. It can change the relationship between matter and time itself. But doing so requires unfathomable energy. In a closed system, that energy can only come from its surroundings. The useful side product of this property being, by adding precisely the correct amount of energy to it, one can create a cryogenic cascade. So the gunk makes things cold and the fireworks made the whole freeze over? That's one way of putting it, yes. As dumb luck would have it, the fireworks weren't strong enough to generate a runaway reaction. I shudder to think what would have happened in that case.
We have some idea what that would look like.
We do, yeah. Oh, that's what happened at the festival! They used so much explosives that, like, there was a byproduct of just, like, everything freezing. That's what happened. Makes sense. It'll take them a good while to safely break through and access the source again. If you know all this stuff, why haven't you been helping? I have been, in my way. Each one of us has our role to play. Iggy's role, it turns out, was to buy us precious time. Mine has been to observe and wait. Wait for what? You. Me? Why? What's my role?
A fierce twinkle flashed in Nat's eyes.
Luca Van Horn, you are going to save the world.
With a chuckle, Nat turned and walked west. Dumbfounded, Luca followed behind him, trudging through the snow. Every step taking him further away from everyone and everything he knew, and closer to destiny. To be continued in Beacon Pines, Pines Harder. Revenge served cold. Second time's a charm? Wait, that's it? This ends with a crummy cliffhanger just when it was getting good? I was even starting to like Iggy.
Same.
No way. I refuse to be associated with some never-ending parade of sequels. Let's go back and find something more definitive.
Okay. They were highlighted purple though, the same way it was in the other timeline. I feel like this branch is we have to come back to this branch. I feel this one ended too quickly. It looks like it has a whole separate tree to it. Okay, but I think we have all we need for right now. We have to go back to this one. Back when the gang was all together. The good timeline. I feel like this is the good timeline. Nothing substantially bad has happened in it. Felt like he still had time to leave, like he knew that ending was coming. Yeah, that's an interesting character too. The observer. Look at this art though. Look at that. That's so good. Man. Okay. All right. We're going back. Back to the good times when we had all our friends and everyone was still alive and there was no ice age. All right. Good cop, hard cop interrogation.
They'd run the classic good cop, hard cop interrogation. Rollo brandished a steely gaze. I've got this. Read about it 100 times. Rollo swaggered past the chair which propped up the slumping Hiram Tolliver. Without even looking at his captive, he began with a long, blustery drawl.
Well, Mr. Tolliver.
Mr. Tolliver remained motionless. Rollo spun around to face him. He'd clearly expected to rouse Mr. Tolliver with his booming voice.
Mr. Tolliver?
Beck and Luca gave each other an unsure glance. Rollo slammed his fist on the table.
I said, Mr. Tolliver!
He grabbed the table lamp and beamed it onto the unconscious face. Mr. Tolliver groaned and slowly lifted his head. He recoiled with a muddled, weary squint.
What in the world?
The chair wobbled as he attempted to straighten up.
Who's there?
Mr. Tolliver could only make out rough shapes through the glaring light. With a gruff tone, Rollo hoped to both conceal his voice and intimidate.
I'll be asking the questions here, punk. Now hold on, let's just calm down. Oh, I am calm. Calm as a carrot in dirt. As for you, looks like you're sweating.
The doubtful expression on Beck and Luca's faces transformed into awe.
He's good at this, apparently. We can do this my way, or... Well, let's just say I've never needed another way.
Rollo, hitting his stride, was now channeling every detective trope his memory could recall. He slammed the table again.
Now dance! What? I don't even...
Mr. Tolliver's voice became desperate. He was nearly in tears.
Jesus. You tied me down. How on earth could I dance? Dance with your mouth, punk. Spill the beads. What are you doing poking around this house? I'm here to help Juniper. To make sure everything's ready. Oh, so you're in cahoots with Gran? Gran?
Mr. Tolliver was in a daze, now more confused than ever.
Gonna help her blow up the festival, eh? Blow up the festival? Good lord.
He shook his head, feeling more and more dizzy.
No, you've got it all wrong. Where is she now? She's headed to the source. Source again. Source? What's the source? It's
His
where
voice faded to a whisper.
the town began. Where it all began. What is Operation Sparkplug?
With that, Mr. Tolliver passed out cold. Rollo swung around with a repentant grimace.
Damn, Rollo. I think you went a little too hard on him. What did he say about the source? It's where the town began? We need more information. Yeah, but we better not push Mr. Tolliver any further. Is there anyone else who might know more? About the History Museum? This got set up for the festival. Nah, that tent was put up by the Valentines. Everything they do is just a bunch of fluff to glorify themselves. Is there anything more reliable? The library? If there's any information about this source thing, Hado can help us find it. Let's go get some answers. Oh, alright, they just carried us over here. Okay. This is a dang nice library. Thanks, we work hard on it. Aren't you a little too adorable to be a librarian? Oh, Prado hung out here so much, eventually they gave him a set of keys. Not her giving a compliment to the introvert. That's a core memory. You just core memory them. I just keep an eye on the place for Mrs. Novak. Miss Novak sometimes. Got you working for free? It's quiet and I get access to all the books I can read. What more could a person want? Fair enough. What can I do for you all? We need a favor. I already told you and Rollo. I can't put you any higher on the waitlist for the next Hank Atomic. And if you're here with more candy, I'll have you know I can't be bought. Call it a personal code of conscience. Actually, we're looking to do some research. Now you're speaking my language. What are you looking for? That's the thing, we sorta don't know. Hi, Opala. Stretch and hydrate, I got you, and thank you for the headpats. Okay. What do you got on the history of the town? There's the country record archives. What's in those? Well, births, deaths, newspaper clippings, stuff like that. Pretty boring read. But they do go all the way back to when the town was founded. Great, we'll start there.
Chapter 8. 6 feet under, 3 towns over. The kids spent the rest of the afternoon combing through dusty piles of old county records, desperately searching for anything that could help them make sense of Mr. Tolliver's cryptic utterance. Luca tried to shake the thought of Gran's basement, but his focus wavered. Explosives, messages hidden in jam, dossiers on various town figures, and a corkboard threaded with photos. Gran was the only family he had left. He still couldn't bring himself to believe the worst. But the old map with the symbol of explosives in town square made that difficult. As the sun began to set, the kids were no closer to the truth.
If I have to read any more records, my eyeballs are gonna pop. We have to keep digging. If I dig another word, I'm gonna end up in one of these asinine death records. Rollo Cotter lived a full and wonderful life, until he read so much boring crud that his brain oozed out of his ears.
Rollo shut his book with an assertive nod.
If you got a better idea, spit it out. Sound like my sister. Keep pushing your luck, pal. And it won't be boring county records that kill you. I'll put you in the obituaries myself.
Rollo muttered under his breath.
You're a cunt. You're a county record. Really? That's the best you've got? When I'm done with you, you'll be the footnote in history. Just like...
Beth slammed her finger down on the open page before glancing down to read.
Jay Hartford here. I'd love to see you try. Hey, we're all a little tired here. Let's just take a minute and...
Something tickled the back of Luca's mind.
Wait, what was that name, Beck? In the obit? Jay Hartford? From the Brookville Tribune 8 years ago? That can't be right. What is it? Jay Hartford. That's my grand's name, Juniper Hartford. Maybe there were two Jay Hartfords? Period? Oh my god. Mrs. Hartford is survived by her young daughter, E. Hartford. That's his mom. My mom's name is Eleanor. Okay, this is getting creepy. If your gran is 6 feet under 3 towns over, who am I living with?
The question hung in the air.
Oh no! No, that's too weird. That can't. No, that can't be a thing. No. I'm just gonna lock that one up. That can't be real. That's a dumb idea. Okay, I'm just gonna say it just in case it actually happens. Tell us. All right. Okay. So the fact that this says that his grandma died, and it survived, and she survived by his mom, right? His mom went missing, and then a couple months later, she came in to help take care of our boy here, Luca. We know the stuff, like the puddle stuff we saw in the beginning of the game, does age people. Like it aged Beck's hair white, and it aged parts of Iggy older, right? So what if Luca's mom, right, went to look for the dad because he died, or she wanted some payback? It doesn't really matter the reason, but the reason for her disappearance is that she got into that ooze, got older, and is now the grandma. So if it's true, his grandma did die. His mom didn't really go missing. She just went into like that puddle of ooze and ended up coming out older. And then she went and took care of him, and that's why she's going through this whole revenge arc of going through this of like blowing up the source. This is like a real crackhead theory, though. This is like, I'm just trying to piece things together. It's probably not going to be that, but if it is, that would be huge for this game. Would be huge. All right, gang, I gotta close up for the night.
Beck rubbed her eyes.
How late is it? Almost 10. Oh crap, Pa's gonna kill me. I gotta go. Yeah, my parents will be worried sick. Okay, let's meet up as early as we can at the festival tomorrow. What are you gonna do about the unconscious man in your basement? I'll think of something.
Luca's heart was pounding as he approached the house. If he was lucky, Gran, or whoever it was, hadn't gotten back yet. And of course, there was Mr. Tolliver tied up and unconscious in the basement. Dealing with him would be the first order of business. Luca shook out his arms to calm his nerves before entering. He held perfectly still, tempering his breath, and listened closely. She was asleep. His only hope was that she hadn't found Mr. Tolliver before dozing off.
Okay. I still want to know what's in this closet. She said not to go in there. That whatever's in that closet has to be important. 100%. Oh no.
Mr. Tolliver was nowhere to be seen.
Maybe he woke up, escaped from his bindings, and left without a
Or
trace?
maybe Gran knew everything.
What do I do?
Luca's hungry stomach groaned. Not realizing it, he'd gone the entire day without eating.
Okay, I can figure this out. Just need a little brain food.
Luca rushed over to the pile of jam jars, unscrewed one, and shoveled a handful into his mouth.
I'm afraid your jam delivery will be delayed.
He flipped the lid to read the label.
Mr. Nuncreed. Okay, now I can think. So if Gran knows we tied up Mr. Tolliver, I'm screwed. If she doesn't know, then I need to play it cool. I guess the only option is to go to bed and act as if nothing is wrong. Gran will think Mr. Tolliver finished what he was sent to do, left when he was done. Alright. Oh. Gran? Okay, stick to the plan. Go to bed and play it cool.
As Luca climbed the final stair, the emotion of the day dragged heavily on him. With each consecutive step, his legs weakened. His stride began to falter. He tried to grab for the railing to steady himself. Something was wrong.
Come on, legs. Just a few more steps.
Luca groaned and tried to move. His limbs might as well have been bolted to the ground. Through numb lips, he mumbled just before falling asleep.
Did you... Oh no. Sweet boy. What'd you get yourself into? Rest now and let me handle everything.
Chapter 9. A speech to end all speeches. Luca awoke to find himself face down in bed. He moaned into his pillow. Why would Gran drug him? Or rather, why was she trying to drug Mr. Nuncreed?
Oh. Interesting. Spike's jam. Yeah. Yeah, no, we know Mr. Nuncreed is bad. He's working with Mr. Kerr. Is Nuncreed the boss that he was talking about? She must have figured that out. But why is she drugging him then? I just thought he was a creep and like he like really liked her and he wasn't taking no for an answer. But because of all this, there is an extra side to this that I'm not. I don't know. We'll see.
Shaking the questions from his woozy head, Luca snapped back to the matter at hand.
Festival. Alright. I'm not missing anything, I don't think. One day. Is it closed though? No, it's still open. Okay, let's go back. Is there anything we can mess around with? Why do you have a punching bag in the corner? Okay, I was hoping they would give us something for it since it's interactable, just like with the watermelon. That doesn't look like they will. Okay, keep going. I think it's fair to say nothing is probably gonna happen anymore. I feel like it would have happened already. The watermelon was a lot less than this. Yeah. Okay, we're good. Let's leave. I don't think anything's gonna be given. Did the backyard change at all? Doesn't look like it. Yeah, I think we're good. We can leave. That's a whole speed bag? It's fine. There probably isn't anything there. Uh, is there anything in the house that we haven't checked? I don't think so. I think we're good. I don't want to check the tree. It's fine. Where have you been? Ram put something in the jam. Yeah, we know. Secret messages for secret conspirators. Not this one. The one intended for Mr. Nuncreed. Put me to sleep. Whoa. Sly devil. I think she's trying to remove him from the equation. He might be in danger. Have you found anything? We looked around, but haven't seen anything odd. Your Gran is nowhere to be found. Mr. Nuncreed is just loafing around waiting for the speech. What speech? Mayor Gus just got up to the podium. Everyone is gathering at the stage. Let's get moving. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the whole town.
Augustus Valentine nervously wiped his brow.
Is this thing... hello, Beacon Pines. I'm Augustus Valentine, your mayor, and I suppose you already know that. Oh, poor guy. Oh yes, before you get started. I just wanted to take a moment to recognize someone who couldn't be here today. This town wouldn't be where it is today without my father, Sharper Valentine. So I thought we could begin with a round of applause befitting such a great man. Even that's more than the old cadre deserved.
Gus cleared his throat and awkwardly loosened his tie.
Right, where was I?
William Kerr bounded on the stage with the energy of a preacher at a big tent revival.
Oh no. Gus Valentine, everyone.
He gave Gus a hearty slap on the back and motioned him off the stage.
Not the... Oh my god, I like the kettle black. Let's hear it for our mayor. What a great turnout. Ah, heck, I didn't prepare anything. But I suppose I could say a few words. It would be a shame to waste such a beautiful podium.
Mr. Kerr pulled a thick stack of note cards out from his vest.
Oh my god. Community, conviction, commitment. These are the things we celebrate at Perennial Harvest. For us, these are the pillars of the bridge to a better tomorrow. But I think it's time to add a new pillar. Change. Change is a powerful thing. It's inexorable, unavoidable, and undeniable. And I am dadgum thankful for it. Change is the reason we're all together today. It's hard for me to believe that it was only 4 years ago when fate brought me here. Huh, 4 years ago, okay. A simple business trip which brought me to a small town which would change my life forever.
Mr. Kerr took a moment to survey the crowd.
You know what?
He wiped away a single tear.
From the second I set foot in Beacon Pines, something about this place has held me captive. You see, change represents opportunity, represents potential. It was change that helped me recognize the potential of this place. See that the people of this town, despite suffering great loss, still held on to the things that made them special.
He thumped the podium to emphasize each word.
He's gross. Yeah, he's not exactly a character we're supposed to like, I think. Community, conviction, commitment, change.
Mr. Kerr nodded confidently, biting his lip. The crowd was silent, in rapt attention.
But he is like a charismatic person, you gotta give him that. Fate made a perfect match that day. Nothing is more important to you all than community. In Perennial Harvest, the community first and foremost.
Mr. Kerr methodically made eye contact with each section of the crowd.
The only way you made it through the foul harvest was an unshakable conviction. A conviction that a better tomorrow is just over the horizon. You're definitely charismatic and you're not this gross. Yeah, some people use their charismatic nature to get things out of people, which is exactly what he is doing. That's just his character. He is evil by nature. Nature or however. He's evil by himself. Perennial Harvest was founded on the conviction that we are that horizon. This festival is a symbol of our commitment to each other.
His voice began to build to a crescendo.
We now walk hand in hand into a future we will shape together. And that is what change is all about. Grabbing the future by the scruff of the neck and making things happen. Change is a choice. I am tickled pink that we will all be making that choice together. How great is that? Just imagine what we can accomplish. Oh, there it is. What was that?
The crowd began to look around nervously.
Don't worry, a little thunder isn't going to ruin this day. Everyone remain calm.
Mr. Kerr quickly flicked through his note cards.
Where was I? Through all my travels, I have learned one true thing. One always reaps what they sow. We have all planted a lot of good in this town. And so it is the happy heart that I can proclaim.
He raised his hands up to the heavens.
Our harvest awaits. My good timeline!
At that moment, a merciless wall of impossibly cold air ripped through the crowd, instantly freezing everyone and everything it touched. For a man like William Kerr, this was a fitting way for things to end. On a stage, with an entire town frozen in rapt attention for the rest of time. The end.
Man.
There's that ice again! Whenever I think we're getting close, it comes along and ruins everything! Maybe we should just quit? Maybe you should just close the book, walk away, and never think of me again! No, I don't mean that. We got a little closer this time. We just need to try again. Please.
Alright. So it looks like Sly can only be used back there. Yep. This is the good timeline. This bridges the terrible things. Alright. Good cop, Sly cop time.
They'd run the classic good cop, sly cop interrogation. Luca and Rollo ducked behind a barrel, leaving Beck to her task.
Oh, I do like how, depending on the choice, a different kid like steps up to do their thing. I do like that. That's awesome. Alright, Beck, show us what you got.
Snaps. She roused Mr. Tolliver.
What? What's going on here? You're that Modewell girl. Please call me back. Sorry about all this.
Mr. Tolliver looked down and shifted a bit, testing his restraints.
It seems there's been a mix-up. You see, I'm down here for the same reason you are. Juniper sent you here?
Beck caught herself before letting the surprise manifest on her face.
Oh my god, her mom?
She'd already gotten him to reveal his relation to Gran. This was gonna be easy.
Or, no. Oh, I forgot who Juniper is. You know how Juniper is with her precautions. Operation Sparkplug has us all on edge. I guess she thought you needed some backup. She sent a child? A better way to avoid prying eyes. Who would suspect a kid? I suppose that makes sense. Juniper is Gran? Oh, okay. My brain doesn't work sometimes. It's fine.
Mr. Tolliver wriggled a bit in his restraints.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Beck quickly removed the ropes.
That had to be uncomfortable. A little, yeah. But you understand. We never know who to trust in this
Mr.
town.
Tolliver rubbed the growing knot on his forehead.
Very true. So it turns out we're both here too.
Beck twirled her hand, as if to prompt Mr. Tolliver to finish her thought.
Destroy the
Beck
evidence?
shook her head and clicked her tongue.
Yep, the old gal is nothing if not thorough.
Mr. Tolliver let out an amused huff in agreement.
She sure is. Can't blame her though. If anyone were to find out that we're going to destroy the source, well, we both know how bad that might be. No one will know anything once I finish cleaning things up down here.
Beck was on a roll now, playing Mr. Tolliver like a fiddle.
You sure you can finish this up on your own? Juniper trusted me for a reason. You can leave the rest to me. Good. There is one more loose end I'll go work on. Loose end? Oh, it's nothing really. The other day I had the radio on scan while restocking the candy shelf. Wouldn't you know it, I intercepted an odd phrase in a perennial harvest transmission. Underground secrets. That's ominous. I think it might be a password, but Juniper dismissed it. Said it wasn't mission critical. What's the password for? We don't know. So we have a password and nowhere to put it. It's gotta mean something, right? Good thinking. Should probably go work that out. We've got this under control. That's a relief. Between you and me, this basement gives me the willies.
Heading for the stairs, Mr. Tolliver hesitated and turned to Beck with a puzzled look.
Oh no.
She grinned and gave him a peppy wave. With a shrug, he continued up the stairs, whistling a jaunty tune.
He's dumb. It's fine. You guys catch that? Sure did. This whole time, Mr. Tolliver's had a candy show. All he ever sells us is apples.
Beck blinked slowly in disappointment.
The password, Rolo. Well, sure, but once things are back to normal, I'll be having a word with Mr. Tolliver about that candy show. Fine. In the meantime, I've got an idea.
She turned to the table and began tearing small scraps of paper.
He said he heard a password on the radio. Any good spy transmission is never what it seems.
Beck marked each scrap of paper and leaned back.
Just need to find the hidden meeting. Okay. What's another word for underground? Buried, covered. Could it be cover up? Maybe it's one of those each letter is a number thingies. So U would be 21, N would be 14, D would be... Ooh. It's an anagram. Nuncreed's drugstore.
Luca and Beck looked at Rolo with amazement.
Wow. Wait, yeah, he actually did that all in his head. Rolo, that was incredible. Well, it's either that or Kren's new drugstore. Yeah, I think you were right the first time. How'd you do that? What can I say? I love ciphers. Well, I guess we know where to go next. Do we have to go anywhere near Nuncreed? I don't want to be near him. But okay, fine. Oh. Sure. Scared me half to death. Sorry. You kids haven't seen Mr. Tolliver around, have you? Nope. He's got me waiting around like the last supply. Well, I'm sure that man would be late to his own funeral. Why does that feel? This feels important, but we have nothing else to do
For
here.
a town that saw few...
Can we go this way? No. Alright. Actually, wait. While we're here... Do I have anything new? No. Alright,
Luca placed a sinker on the line. Sometime
get out of here. Okay. You're late, Augustus. Sorry, sister. Let's caught up with work. Work? You? I had a few more details to lock down for the festival. Oh, what do you have to report? What's this insipid town festival really about? I think.
Gus looked around nervously.
I think Mr. Kerr really does just want to do something good for the town. He's actually a pretty nice guy. You could spend some time with him. I didn't pull strings installing you as mayor so you could make friends. Your job is to help me figure out what Kerr and Perennial Harvest's true intentions are with this town. You have a responsibility. This is our father's town. Was. Excuse me? This was our father's town. He's gone, Eris, and he isn't coming back. Father left us with nothing but problems. Mr. Kerr came here and offered to help us. We accepted that help. We didn't agree to them turning Father's warehouse into a toxic dumping ground. That is just a temporary arrangement. The glow can be seen from our damn backyard. They are dumping their nasty little secrets on us. When this all inevitably goes wrong, who do you think will be blamed?
Eris's cry hung in the air.
We have a new choice to make now, sister. This town is going to change, whether we like it or not. Are we going to choose to be a part of that future, or be forgotten in the past? It's a shame. Father named you Augustus, but you'll always just be a Gus. Aw, what the frick? Good night, Eris. I'll see you at breakfast tomorrow. It's getting late, children. Wait. Knowledge, he spat with a sneer. There's just a gulf between knowing something and being able to do a damn thing about it. I do hate it when the villain makes a good point. I love when the villain makes a good point. Let me see. Just gonna look around for a little bit. Just in case. She's out, but can we go inside? Man, we can only go inside for that one chapter, and I feel like there's still more things to do in that minigame in there. Find a way to kick him. Wait, that's just an achievement I just got? I've been hitting this thing so much. What do you mean? Fine. It's whatever.
Solomon stood proudly at the entrance to the drugstore, holding a brown bag overflowing with black licorice.
Hey, Solomon. We're looking for Mr. Nuncreed. Is he still in there? I'm afraid not. And where do you get the candy from? You might say we have an arrangement.
Solomon shoveled a surprising amount of licorice into his mouth.
Sometimes it's the small pleasures in life. Though we might not always have family to rely on. The speed bag? Oh. I don't know, maybe there's an achievement for it, but I hit that thing so many times. Although I guess I hit the watermelon so many times and only now I got it, so I don't know. Licorice has never let me down. Well, I can't say licorice will be my first choice. Whatever floats your boat. You can tell a lot about a person by their choice of confection. Oh, yeah, I guess. I like sour gobs. I'm certain you do. I always wondered why Mr. Nuncreed kept licorice in stock. Must eat enough of it to make it worthwhile. There are many ways to earn loyalty. For some, it's as easy as cold hard cash. Oh, he's right. It's locked. There's gotta be more clues. Okay, let's see. The telephone. Have you ever seen anyone actually use this thing? Besides Mr. Nuncreed, no.
Beck cupped her hands on the glass to peek inside.
That is not a normal phone booth. It's got like a blinky keypad. Why would there be a blinky keypad? Kren's nude rug store? I mean, underground secrets? The password.
Beck flung open the door and they all squeezed in.
Oh no, we finally get to see what's actually underneath here. It's that one branch. Alright, let's see here.
Luca cracked his knuckles and entered the letters into the keypad.
Underground secrets. Sounds like it did something. Great. Now what? I guess we...
The inside of the phone booth dropped loose from its shell. Without even the space to panic, they closed their eyes, held their breath, and accepted their fate. Suddenly, the chaotic descent slowed to an effortless landing. It was unclear where they ended up, but at least it was solid ground. The air was stagnant and smelled vaguely of chlorine.
I knew it. Knew that there was a secret hub full of strange tubes under the phone booth. Of course I did. Didn't I say that? No. I definitely thought it. Luca, do you remember when I said how cool it would be if the trans-dimensional conduits from Hank Atomic issue number 12 were real? Rollo, at one point or another, you said that about every technology ever discussed in Hank Atomic. That's why I'm such a good predictor. Looks like each of these has something written on them. The suit has a broken mask. Oh, wait. We found our mystery warehouse creeper? We at least found their hazmat suit. It walks like an Uncreed and talks like an Uncreed. Let's not jump to conclusions. Just saying. Alright. Mining Operations Alpha. You guys have mines here? Not that I know of. This town is all farms and fertilizer. In a series of tubes. Always says you can only trust a miner up to the point when they hit gold. Not sure how that wisdom applies in this exact situation. That's the thing about Pa, you don't always realize what he means until it's too late. Perennial Harvest main office, okay. That's where my mom works. What does she do? Science stuff. Is she involved in all of this? We just moved here. How could she be involved? True. Valentine Fertilizer Warehouse. Okay. Do you know where that is? Isn't that where you almost got snatched? Yeah. Why would Perennial Harvest have a tube going to the old Valentine place? This is starting to feel like something big. It's a lot of buttons. Hold on. Do this. There we go. Stand aside, Earthlings. I've read enough Hank Atomic to know my way around sci-fi tech.
Rollo's hands hovered over the field of blinking buttons.
Eeny, meeny, miny. Rollo, what did you do? Nothing. I didn't even mow yet. What was that? Hide. Where? There's nothing but weird tubes down here. Just get back. Oh. Uh-oh. Crap. 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 Awesome. You all need to come with me now. I'm not going anywhere with you. Not until we get some answers. Mr. Underground Secrets. I told them it was an absurd password, but they love anything that makes them feel clever. They who? That's no matter. If I can keep you hidden until after the festival, I might be able to save your skins. We don't care about our skins. Hold on now, I like my skin. It all stops now, Nuncreed.
Joseph waited for a moment in silence.
You sound just like him. Who? Walt. You don't get to talk about my dad. You know, your father and I were friends back
He
before
gestured toward the strange tubes.
all of this. And that's a lie. It's true, I used to bounce you on my knee. What happened? Same thing that always happens. Reality, complications, life. These kids cussing. Yeah, these kids curse sometimes. All of them. We were a team, Walt and I. An idealistic doctor and a bright-eyed pharmacist. Both hell-bent on helping folks. So you were his sidekick? No. We were partners. He helped the patients and I helped him. Yep, total sidekick.
Nuncreed let out a growl of a sigh.
Luca, I need you to know this. I need someone to know this. One day, Sharper Valentine comes to us. Says he's got an opportunity. He found something he didn't quite understand. And he was willing to pay us both handsomely to help him understand it. My dad said no. Your father and I both believed in helping people. But the thing I could never get him to understand was it's a lot easier to help others if you help yourself now and then. Classic sidekick into villain plotline. Walt loved being righteous almost more than he loved his family. He was wrong about one thing, though. When he begged me not to take Valentine's offer, he said, Joseph, if a person says yes one time to Sharper Valentine, he'll make sure they keep on saying yes to him until the day he's dead and gone.
He shook his head wistfully.
Sharper's long gone, but he still got me saying yes. Is there a point to this sob story? Not really, no. Just an old man trying to delay what needs doing.
Nuncreed took a menacing step towards the children.
I tried to keep you safe. I tried to keep you and Juniper out of this. But you forced my hand.
Luca began to laugh.
What? You really don't know? My gran isn't out of this. She's been scheming right under your nose. Juniper? Seems like she's planning on crashing the town's party. She's going to disrupt the festival? Why would she...
The color drained from Nuncreed's face.
How does she know? Apparently she knows a lot of things. What? Let's just say this is the only underground lair we busted into today. And honestly, hers is way cooler. It's got maps and explosives and bad intentions, big man.
Nuncreed grabbed Luca by the shoulders. His eyes were frantic.
You need to tell me what she's going to do right now. She doesn't understand what it is she's messing with. Tell me now, she's in danger, boy. I don't know. She had a map with a mark on the fountain in town square. The fountain? But why would...
A jolt of realization struck Mr. Nuncreed.
She knows about the source? What the heck is the source? She tries to destroy the source, it could catalyze them. Dear God, she's going to freeze us all. You all need to run. Run where? Away. As far away from this town as you can get. Head west and don't look back. That did not go how I expected. So... Totally following him, right? Totally. See you on the other side. You good? Yep. I love this town. This is probably the most fun she's ever had in her life, to be honest.
Chapter 8. The Cold, Hard Truth. Beck leapt up, allowing the suction to yank her into the dark. Dimness eclipsed around her like the shutter of a camera as she seemed to cover great distance in mere moments. Her only points of reference were glints of upcoming turns, which approached with frightening speed, only to carom her gracefully along. She heard the tinny, distant echoes of Rollo's glee. Once she stopped fighting against it, the ride was impossibly smooth. Then, all of a sudden, as if minutes had passed in an instant, light blazed into view. A burst of wintry air snuffed across her face, and she was flung out into the cold.
Oh, was that there in the other timeline? I think it was, I just didn't even think it was a thing. That was... intense? Yeah. I think I might have parted with some fluids in there. Any idea where we are? Somewhere cold. Doesn't look like it got on any of us. Didn't feel like we traveled that far. Where did it all go? This place sucks. Why would anyone even want to blow something up out here? Only one way to find out, I suppose. We gotta catch up to Nuncreed. I think he went this way. But what if I went here instead? You know, what if I went? Oh, he doesn't know yet. Okay, fine. Wait. This looks familiar, yeah. Maybe we can clear off the snow? No time, Nuncreed's getting away. Oh, they don't even want us to check, okay. Okay, this is starting to feel really familiar. I may not be the most well versed on all things Beacon Pines. But this does look like some sort of frozen replica of town. Ah, I got it. So obvious now. Mr. Nuncreed is an alien. Rollo, stick with me here. The species can only live in sub-zero temperatures. Oh boy, here we go. The Saurus is their base camp dimension, so naturally they keep it cold. Found it by traveling through those metallic wormholes back there. The final objective, kill us all and shapeshift into a Beacon Pines citizen of their choosing. You never really had me, but you very much lost me there. You get used to it. We should keep moving. I love their dynamic.
As they rounded the corner to the frozen town square, they spotted Mr. Nuncreed inching cautiously toward a pit at its center. He held his arms out gingerly, as if approaching a beast in the wild. Upon closing the distance, Luca recognized what Nuncreed was after. Gran stood confidently at the edge, one arm outstretched over the abyss. Nearby, a wheelbarrow had been emptied out. She held a lit torch, which flickered in the bitter wind.
Juniper, I don't know what you think you're doing, but I assure you this is not going to solve anything. If you drop that, you've doomed this whole town. Oh, it wasn't me who doomed this town. I've been watching you, Joseph. I know what you've done. You and your co-conspirators. Gran? What's happening? Luca, you and your friends need to leave right this moment.
Mr. Nuncreed turned back toward the kids, desperation in his eyes.
Listen to your grandma, Luca. It's between me and Juniper.
Rollo and Beck held steadfast in awe. Luca approached closer. Mr. Nuncreed spun back toward Gran, his voice growing louder.
You've got it all wrong, Juniper. Just hand over that torch. You don't understand what you're doing. How could I possibly trust you to do the right thing? Walt told me everything. He trusts you and you betrayed that trust. Luca, did you know that this man's entire life is a lie? If it weren't for him, your father might still be alive.
Mr. Nuncreed winced with anguish. His voice hardened.
That's not true.
They both now yelled, not to each other, but at fate itself, making their peace with long-held burdens. The wind howled with encouragement.
Walt was like a brother to me. We just had different ideas about how to effect change. Very convenient that your way just happened to line your pockets. Now that's not fair.
They menaced at each other, both catching their breath. The moment balanced on a knife's edge. Amid a blur of emotions and memories, Luca's mind flooded with questions. The wind calmed, as if to give him the stage.
Beep or hum? I feel like humming's the answer, because it came from the other timeline that was in this exact situation. Which is weird, because it came from Mr. Kerr himself, so I don't know if that's, like, good, but I'm gonna weep.
And in the stillness, he began to weep. It was all just too much. Falling to his knees, Luca whimpered softly. The tears crystallized as they hit the snow. Gran stared at Luca for a moment with warm sympathy, remembering why this was all necessary.
This will all make sense soon, Luca. And everything can go back to normal. I promise.
She stiffened up and brandished the torch at Mr. Nuncreed.
Can't hide behind these people any longer, Joseph. Once their precious source is destroyed, we'll see where their loyalties fall. Juniper, don't.
Ignoring his final plea, Gran flung the torch into the deep darkness. She smiled and exhaled in relief. Mr. Nuncreed moaned in resignation. The torch echoed as it ricocheted down the hole, punctuated with a thunderous thud.
You see, Joseph, I've learned one very important lesson in life. If you want things to change, then you must be willing to...
Before Gran could finish, the ground shook her to silence.
Oof.
Gran only had time to spin around and run to Luca. Her attempt to shield him, an honorable but trifling act. Unflinching love, pitted against an unthinking horror, there was no contest. Her warm embrace froze in an instant. That is where they remain, fixed in place, forever. And so, our story ends on this melancholy scene. In a town brought low by its secrets, sits the frozen statues of a misguided band of meddlers. The end. Well, that was dire. On the bright side, we finally figured out where all the ice is coming from. Now, we just need to find a way to deal with a mystic, unfathomable force of nature.
Okay. I'm gonna go check everything real quick. Okay.
And in the stillness, he began to hum. After the death of his father, Luca had trouble sleeping. Each night, his mother would sit at the foot of his bed and hum a gentle melody. It was the only thing that could calm his mind. The only thing that, however briefly, could make it all seem okay. That melody pervaded every memory Luca had of his mother. Shivering in the raw snow, he began to hum it out loud. Gran lowered the torch, listening closely. As recognition slowly set in, her heart sank. Those countless nights of consolation, the incomparable loss they shared together. She let the torch fall to the snow and sizzle out. A few steps toward Luca was all she could bear before dropping to the snow herself. Through a flood of tears, she began to hum along, note for note.
Wait, this is so beautiful. It is. I'm really enjoying this song.
Luca lifted his head in astonishment. The last time he heard that melody was the last night he saw his mother.
How do you know? I'm so sorry, my little buckaroo. Buckaroo? The only people who call me that are my dad and your mother.
Luca blinked through blurry, watery eyes, trying to see more clearly. He could just make out the impression of a familiar face. He peered across the snowscape at the woman on her knees. Something about her was undeniably his mother.
You knew my you knew my theory was right. I didn't think they would actually do it, but I'm glad I called it.
Only smaller, older, changed.
Mom? That's right, Buckaroo. Mom?
Luca sprinted as fast as he could toward his mother. They held each other close, and the cold retreated from their bodies.
Eleanor? I thought you were gone. You should have known I would never abandon my son.
Eleanor looked down at Luca, tightening her embrace in an appeal for forgiveness.
How? You're a smart man, Joseph. I thought you'd have pieced it together by now. Man. You were exposed? Mom, I don't understand any of this. Period, Mom. What happened to you? Where'd you go? Why did you leave me? I never left you. I was always right here, Luca. Why did you lie to me? It tore me up, Luca, but I did it to keep you safe. Moms never leave their babies. Yeah. I thought that getting answers would help us both move on. But the more I discovered, the more I realized the danger we were in. Until perennial harvest was stopped, it was better if everyone thought I was gone. You could have trusted me. These are bad people, Luca. They won't stop until they get what they want. And they don't care who gets hurt in the process. And what do? We have to stop them.
Joseph slumped into the cold, wet snow.
They can't be stopped. It's too big. I tried beating them at their own game. I'm done fighting fire with fire.
For the first time in a long time, her voice felt like her own again.
No more lies. I see now there's a better way to stop perennial harvest. The cold, hard truth.
Luca gazed down at Nuncreed with pity. He looked small. Joseph stared into the snow, as if searching it for answers.
Come on, everyone. We've got a party to crash. You don't understand. He always wins.
Chapter 9. The Devil You Know. 7 months ago, Eleanor Van Horn crept down the maze of sterile hallways under perennial harvest. She stopped in front of the large steel door marked Deep Engineering. No turning back now. She raised a trembling hand. The stolen keycard worked as promised, and the door buzzed open with mechanical efficiency. She was immediately hit with the smell of disinfectant. It was some sort of laboratory. In one corner was a desk covered in papers. Across the room stood a tall metal pod with hoses protruding from its base.
But the fireworks worked. You wish they knew. It was a band-aid. Even they said that it didn't really solve the issue. It just temporarily stopped it. Because perennial harvest is still there, they're probably just going to uncover it again and then continue doing what they were doing. It just would have delayed it.
She rushed to the desk and began shifting through the piles of papers. They were experiment reports on something called Tempus liquamen. There were dozens of them, every one stamped failed. Eleanor heard the sharp echo of footsteps approaching. She was out of time. Her eyes scanned the room, eventually landing on the strange pod. Muttering a curse under her breath, she dashed over and dove inside.
And that is what change is all about. Grabbing the future by the scruff of the neck and making things happen. Change is a choice. But it would have given them some time. I mean, the only like time sensitive thing was stopping Eleanor from blowing everything up and creating like a bigger ice age. Because like if that doesn't happen, they can do whatever they want. Which is stopping perennial harvest from like continuing to root and take root in their town. They could find another way to do that. Her blowing it up was like her like last resort, I guess, where she thought like it was a big linchpin in destroying them. I'm tickled pink that we will all be making that choice together. How great is that? This man is a liar. Excuse me? I will not. This town has a dangerous secret, and perennial harvest only exists to keep it hidden. Nonsense. They picked up the whole damn town and moved it right under our noses. You aren't making any sense, dear.
Mr. Kerr addressed the crowd with a sarcastic tone.
Imagine such a thing. It's absurd and just plain impossible. They promised they could fix the foul harvest. They told us they would clean this place up. We just had to leave town for a few days. But while they had us evacuated, Miss Hartford, or Mrs. Hartford, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you too. You're afraid of a lot of things, aren't you? You sniveling little worm. This is growing tiresome. Little help, please. Don't you all see? This festival's a sham. An excuse to have the whole town gather in one place. They're planning something awful. I don't know what, but these people are wicked. Don't listen to her. She has absolutely no proof. I am the proof. I'm Eleanor Van Horn.
Whispers filtered through the crowd.
Well, aren't you just sneaky as the dickens? We all knew Valentine's fertilizer was too good to be true. And now this whole town is paying the price. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so sorry for this, about this disruption. My associates will take this obviously disturbed woman somewhere comfortable so that she can get the help she needs. She's not the one who's disturbed. You two-timing clown. You all know there's something wrong with this town. It was just easier to look the other way. The truth is, wait, hold on. Hold on! Are you telling me Solomon is actually the dad Valentine? And that he didn't die? He just got aged backwards? That has to be it, right? That's why he's clapping. There's no he's about to reveal it. Watch this.
Torment dragged on Joseph Nuncrete's face.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it is! It's him! Why would he say yes, sir, to a kid? It has to be him. And we just had that scene before where he's like, oh, he listens and gives me licorice because it's him. It's literally him. It's the father Valentine. Take them away. No, I want them to see this. The ever tempestuous Eleanor Van Horn. Been quite the thorn in my side. Like a weed that's burrowed where it doesn't belong. I must confess, you look dreadful.
He paused for a moment, plucking a piece of fuzz from his sweater and discarding it to the ground.
Consider yourself in rare company. You managed to pull one over on me. It won't happen again. I knew you had some sort of plan to disrupt our little party. It's not dreadful. But alas, I expected something a bit more impressive than incoherent rambling. No matter, your failures are yours to bear. Mr. Kerr. Yes, sir? It's a shame it was cut short, but I thank you for that rousing oratory. I'll take it from here. Yes, sir, of course, sir. You've done quality work for me, William. You look forward to the recompense we agreed upon.
Kerr gave a bow of deference.
Founder, you are most gracious.
Gasps rippled through the crowd.
It's him. Thankfully, we can dispense with the formalities from here on out.
Solomon pulled a glass vial from his pocket. In one smooth motion, he downed its contents. A triumphant smile grew across Solomon's lips.
You can all call me Sharper Valentine.
His body and face began to contort
Holy
and
shoot.
expand as he disappeared into a belching green mist.
I can't believe I put the pieces together now, literally as he clapped. It made sense. Why would he tell his daughter to take care of a child? To essentially adopt them into it. He said he had a boss higher than him. I thought it was Nuncreed. But Nuncreed's actually a good guy. Then who else but Sharper Valentine would show right back up? Holy shoot.
A hushed horror gripped the crowd. This is a story about change.
What? No. Ah, so you didn't see that coming. Good.
Sharper examined his new hands.
Well, this is quite the improvement. Everything looks somewhat smaller now. Eleanor was right about one thing. This festival was a ruse. I wanted you all to witness my glorious return with your own eyes. Why does everyone look so downtrodden? It's the celebration, people. Maybe it would help if we set the mood. Mr. Kerr, be a dear and reveal the sign. Ah, wonderful.
Sharper choked out a crude squawk of a laugh. Frustrated grumbles sprinkled through the crowd.
Sharper, you malicious bastard. Mouse. I'm glad you're back so I can tell you to your face. You destroyed this town. We ain't gonna let you get away with it again. Sorry, this is not the time for audience participation. Hold on. Give me a second. Okay, I'll be right back. Well, I won't be right back. Sorry. I'll continue going. But I think after this, whenever the scene ends, I'll have to stop for the day. Some assistance, Mr. Kerr.
William Kerr gave a subtle nod to the clipboards.
You coward. Does anyone else have something to contribute?
A helpless quiet settled over the crowd.
I thought so. Did you all truly believe you could be free of me? A town of complete and utter fools. You people should be celebrating my return. You're clearly lost without me. And that leads me nicely to my children. Daddy, I gave you both the greatest gift a parent can give. The opportunity to prove yourselves in my absence. Squandered. To say I'm disappointed would be an understatement. But Silence, Augustus, an adult is speaking. I don't know which is worse, a son who's completely hopeless, or a daughter with such potential who inevitably lets me down. Eris, you failed me with an admirable consistency. Thankfully, I was counting on it this time. Father, I have been wasting time, my dear. What have you accomplished? I was focused on cementing our legacy. Legacy? Who needs a legacy when you can just live forever? But what about... It's alright, kiddo. I'm afraid you suffer from a complete lack of imagination. There's just no helping it. Now then, where is Joseph? You didn't take the opportunity to slip off, did you? Ah, there he is. Everyone should give him a hand. None of this would have been possible without Joseph. I think you've said enough. Nonsense. The people deserve to know how helpful and loyal you've been. I only did what I did because he left me no choice. You always had a choice, Joseph. You were simply too weak to take it. No matter, cheer up. You are about to be rich beyond your wildest dreams. You should follow Mr. Kerr's example. When I found him, he was in a sorrier state than any of you. An aging actor, desperate to recapture his youth. He played his part, and soon will be able to play the leading man again. Forever, in fact, if he remains loyal. That goes for all of you. Well, those who haven't already frittered away my goodwill. Beacon Pines is mine again. I am willing to share its spoils in exchange for absolute loyalty. Oh, he'll be 25 again? Yeah. Oh, man. Hi, Dan. Welcome in. How you doing? Absolute loyalty. Are you saying William Kerr was never in charge of Perennial Harvest? Ha! You think that puffed up Blatherskit could have accomplished all of this? Not like that, Dan. Hi. Don, I suppose it's time for your big exclusive.
Sharper addressed the crowd with indignant pride. He'd planned this moment for so long that now, at the deed's fruition, it almost felt frivolous.
You see, I needed a figurehead to hold things down while I orchestrated my return. Someone to misdirect, lie, and bilk this town for a spell. So I invented... Wait, what do you... Wait. Don't... Okay, I'm gonna put this down right now. Don't reveal that William Kerr is Luca's dad. Just whatever you do, do not reveal that. I will literally go insane. So I invented William Kerr. Take your bow, you've earned it.
Mr. Kerr flourished a preposterously elaborate bow.
Or is he literally just like, no, he's a dog. No, there's no way. There's no way he can change people's species. That would be crazy. Patrick C. Montesquieu, thespian extraordinaire at your service. Okay, yeah, that was too big. Too big. Founder, I just want to thank you again for this opportunity. It truly was the role of a lifetime. Wait, so this Bill Kerr was a Pat C the whole time? You're just thinking he made the personality? I was thinking bigger, considering they've literally they had two characters that weren't actual characters. They had two people that weren't their actual selves. So it was a logical leap. Now that your secret is out in the open, what's to stop this town from rising up against you? Oh, that's the delicious part. Fear. Thanks to our clipboards, I know what each and every person in this town fears most. And I will make those fears manifest for anyone who steps out of line. The choice is simple. I'm not afraid of you. Ah, the young hero. I kept a keen eye on you, boy. You and your friends made a habit of disrupting my plans. What a pity. If things would have gone a bit differently, you might have had your moment of triumph. But that's fate for you. You can't do this. Oh, but I can. I have won. Never underestimate what a great man can do. Time. And now time is my plaything. Perhaps the most expensive thing I've ever bought. Hold on. Respond to this message. Quickly. I think this was the... Oh, that was the same one, was it? Okay, yeah. So yeah, I definitely have to stop after this one. Perhaps the most expensive thing I've ever bought, but well worth it. Ha!
Sharper coughed up one final laugh and cracked his knuckles.
Enough chit chat. Let's get to work, shall we?
And so, Sharper set about remaking the town in his own image. The fertilizer factory soon reopened for business. Sales rose steadily as more and more farmers across the countryside began to swear by its miraculous properties. Beacon Pines became famous, a secretive town that, for the right price, shared its gifts with all. Gifts that became more and more necessary in a world where winters grew longer and longer.
That was the plan? To create an artificial winter to starve people out so that people are forced to buy his stuff so that that is huge. Shoot.
The end. This is wrong, but things are becoming clearer now. You can feel it, right? We can't let Sharper win. He might just be the key to this whole thing. Let's see.
Money runs the world. Yeah. Man. Which one? Oh, but yeah, I knew this was a whole other branch we never went down. I could feel it. Okay, so there's that one, but it's a weird one though. I like the other one. Like this timeline was awesome, and I guess this is just a branch off of the same timeline. That's also awesome. Shame that it ends in a bad end. Okay, so I think we just have this one left. Yeah. Well, we'll save it there. We'll save it there, and then tomorrow I think we'll complete it out. I thought today would be a free day, so I figured I'd have more time to like actually play the game and finish it. But apparently, I'm needed to move yet again more furniture, even though I was promised that it would be done. So we'll stop here. Let me find you guys someone to raid into, and we'll pick this up tomorrow. Oh, we're reading to her. I think she's doing a big stream today to make up for her Halloween stream that she wasn't able to do that. Not more moving, yeah, more moving. I'm not gonna be there 2 hours. It's like, which sucks, but it is what it is. It is what it is. But thank you guys for stopping by. I really appreciate it. I am having an amazing time with this game, and I'm kind of sad it's taken me this long to play it. It's definitely a game I vibe with a lot. Um, but until tomorrow, I'll leave it here. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Make sure to take care of yourselves and, get some good food, get some good water, enjoy yourselves. Until I see you guys again, bye. Have a good day.